Shit. Okay, hold on. Good enough. That should work. I can fix the set well with that. Hey, congratulations on the first Ashton. Let's go, GG. Huge. Oh, thank you for the sub. Let's go. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, we're breaking.
Tranquilotl just subscribed with Prime. Wow.
Wow. Oh, it did the weird thing. It did the, you can see that it kind of cut off the top right here. Happy 19 months, Trank. Thank you so much for the Prime sub. I appreciate you. Okay. It seems like the printer is having some malfunctions, but that's okay. Holy fucking puzzle coin, Batman. Jesus. Chat, we just got here. Give us a second. We haven't even done the introduction yet. What's up? Huh? Nothing? Why? Volt says something's going on. I don't know what he could possibly be thinking could be going on right now. Let me do the funny phone thing. No, I already did the funny phone thing. Let me do the announcement. Let me go ahead and grab that puzzle coin for you. Holy heck, Zero. Boodaloo. We have the update. I have to do the update announcement real quick. I did write it. I preemptively wrote it. Do not tempt me. I know what I'm doing. Biggest lie I've ever said, chat. And then I do the subversion. Huh? Chili Bean! What's up? What's up? How are you going? I'm going to do commands. Please no one command whilst I'm commanding. Imagine commanding while. What's up, Sherbs? Chilling? Chilling as usual, sir. 07. Ow. Here, have it. I know you guys didn't get a chance to see that. I'm so sad. Let me know what you find when you're commanding, chat. Let me know what you're find. So what have you been doing?
Getting a tattoo.
Yeah, you've been getting a tattoo? Chat, Volt's been getting a tattoo.
Hang on, I need to send the pictures so you can see them.
Oh,
and
shit.
share them.
Can you not, are they not in a place that you could show right now?
When they're on my phone. Probably low quality.
Ooh, chat, you're never gonna fucking guess. You wanna see some fucking loyalty real quick?
Okay, we can't say loyalty, you make it sound like a cult.
Oh, fuck. You wanna see, fuck. Hi, Sage, thank you for the raid, buddy. How's it going? Chat, look at this really cool tattoo. That's what I'm trying to say, motherfucker. Volt just got this. Look at that. Oh my goodness, I love it. Hi, Sage. Welcome in. What's up? What's up? Let me go ahead and give you some of the subathon minutes for that huge raid. Thank you so much. How's it going, dude? How is stream? Tell me all about it. Tell me your favorite part. What's up, Nico? Look at the 120 stream streak from Rain. Oh my dear God. Oh God, these stream streaks are getting outrageous, dude. Something called loyalty. Hale, don't you do this to me. Don't do this to me. I swear. You can't. Motherfucker.
Something, pledge fealty.
Oh, he likes branding his friends.
That's so true.
Stop! Hi, how's it going? Dedication is a good word for that. Dedication is great. Something, plausible deniability. Yeah, that. Yeah, that sounds great. I would love some of that, please. Oh, God.
How many subathon hours do I get for getting a tattoo?
That's a good fucking question, chat. How many subathon hours does Volt get for getting a tattoo? The employee brand. My God, dude. Can I just open this as a folder, right? Like, if I just plop this in here, then I can open a Vault directory just from this folder.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't want it zipped up. Okay.
This is filtered, so that's mostly just for our reference while we're here.
Yes, you absolutely do, Jelly Bean, have to get a tattoo. It's just part of how it goes. I'm sorry. It's just how it works. Sorry.
Do it and you're cool.
Do it and be cool. Do it and be cool.
Is chocolate on? And the answer is 10 minutes.
Yes. Now. Chatbot, wake up. Back from working designing an Evelian. Evelon. Achieve the mushroom that can store as much mana as prepared correctly. Permanent concentrated stamina. Whoa. Whoa, God. Peer pressure. We don't peer pressure here, chat. We don't peer pressure here. It's just about doing it and being cool. It's completely different.
Wait, so I didn't have to get the tattoo at gunpoint?
Mwah! Thank you so much, Moonchi. I appreciate you. Oh my goodness. Everybody get a butt cheek stamped on Oro for always. Dare not, dude. Please, for the love of God, do not. I do not condone this behavior. Space Invaders, the sci-fi deck that is a Voltron type deck. Charge counters a very bad ending. I love that. That actually sounds really cool. 10 banked minutes if you tattoo the Mirror Myth logo on yourself.
10 minutes.
10 whole minutes, chat. 10 whole minutes.
That's a steal.
That's a
I'll bargain for 8.
for 8. Chat, these are the real value here. This is the real value we're talking about. My God, I hate it here, dude. We're gonna be kind of doing that thing again where chatbot might be a rough one. I'm just gonna assume that it's fine, honestly. Chat, do you want the music on or off? I'm not gonna be able to hear it at this point, so it's just really for you guys. It's not in the VOD. I'm not gonna be able to hear it. Do you guys want the music? Is my question. What if I got a tattoo on both my ass cheeks? 25 minutes. You think that's too much?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
16.
16 minutes. You get 16 minutes. I will not be tattooing the Mirror Myth logo on myself, to be clear. Almost got him. Almost got him. We were so close. Global cooldown. What? What? You get 5 instead. Ah, still a deal. Got it. God, I swear to God, dude, if I see people with the fucking Mirror Myth logo tattooed on them, I'm gonna start crying. It's really gonna look like a fucking cult.
It's gonna be so bad.
It's gonna be so bad. Chad, please do not brand yourself.
Please don't brand
For the love of
yourself.
God, please do not brand yourself.
Okay,
this is so bad.
I did this kind of as a joke.
Oh, God, dude. Left cheek says myth. The right one says myth. Okay, chat, we're so normal. I'm gonna brand myself with myself. That's fine, dude. Do whatever you want. At least for me, it wouldn't be the Mirror Myth logo. That's good. Don't. Oh, booty shorts, right? What? What are we talking about? God, dude, I want Mirror Myth booty shorts. I would actually unironically wear Mirror Myth booty shorts, chat. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. What's a mouth? I'm new here. So, chat, you want to talk about anything else? Hold on, I just realized something. I can do this. Hold on. I have free will, unfortunately.
Wait.
Why?
Oh, never mind. It's a terrible joke. I should not make it.
You know, honestly, normally I'd be like, do it, but I fear. I genuinely fear what this might be. Can I? This works, right? I can do this? That's not gonna fucking do anything.
Because it's white.
Motherfucker.
Just invert the image.
No, fucking do this one. That's too much work, dude.
I'm sorry, I need to get this joke on. It's already.
Okay, gotcha. It's that good, bad. Chat, I don't know how many of you saw what we're doing today, but we're doing a thing today.
Ori,
Isn't that fun?
You should make a Mirror Myth logo wax seal. Rain agreed that it would be interesting.
This printer is crying, dude. Look, chat, I can put it on. I don't know what they said. I don't know what it was. I'm scared. I don't like it. Puzzle stuff going on? What's the puzzle stuff going on? Chat, what puzzle stuff is going on? What do you mean? Please do not use commands right now. Heard. Unpacking stuff? Okay. Oh, wait. Are we, like, unpacking, like, trauma? Or are we, like, unpacking, like, clothes? Everyone just shut up for safety? What? What does this mean? All the puzzle things? What? I'm confused, dude. I don't know what's going on. Interesting. Okay. Well, I hope you guys are having fun more than anything. They're doing commands for puzzle? Yes. Stop. Dude, Ashton, do not vor in my chat. Do not. Stop it. No.
Vory time.
Bongo. There's so much happening. There's a lot happening. There's a lot of raiders in here. There's a lot of raiders. Like my chat's just like sheer yellow. Speaking of yellow, can I see the book?
Yeah.
Chat, this is something that I've been hiding from you for a long time. This is the hard manual of Echoes of Ruin. This is the first prototype manual. It's not actually designed for human consumption, to be truthfully honest with you. This is basically, correct me if I'm wrong, it's basically an Obsidian Vault, just put, you know, just like slapped into a PDF, which is not how Obsidian Vaults were meant to be consumed. However, This is basically the first step in a very long process of building what is Echoes of Ruin, a roguelite TTRPG, chat. I am such a huge fan of this. I gush over this and Volt makes fun of me for it, which really doesn't make sense. I feel like we have a toxic relationship.
A little bit.
Okay, cool. Just checking. Look, I'm trying to do my job. And later today, chat, later today, about maybe an hour or two into stream, we're going to make a poll. So if you are, this is so important. I need you to hear me right now, chat. I'm so dead serious. If you are interested in playtesting or being a part of Echoes, be here in about an hour or two, because we're going to talk about that and what that means. And I'm so serious when I say we're not doing dev streams on this anymore. Like this, we're doing this one time. This was not designed to be showcased. This game is not mature enough to see the public eye. This happened by accident, right? You guys did this by accident. You did a good job. This is happening one time. So if you want to find the tiny little crack that you guys slipped through, you need to stick around for about an hour or two, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about the playtesting side of things. Be here for that. Okay, that's my spiel. That's my spiel for this. Okay. Better not be 1 hour, because if it's 2, I'm going to bed. I would 1000% love to be a part of this. Then be here for it. You can check the VOD as well. Chat, if you need to, you can check the VOD. The VOD will also tell you the thing that you need to know. But that's fine. Puzzle more important? Okay, never mind. We're giving up. Yeah, just cancel Echoes. Bye, guys. Chad, what the fuck is going on? Oh my goodness. Get your Ori branded ass back here. Stop it. Stop it right now. No one's getting their Ori ass branded. Okay. I don't like this.
Terrible, terrible.
Context, Ori, context. We don't have that around here. We don't sell context around these parts. We sell brandings.
I just got reminded of the short you posted a long ass time ago with of you disappeared and Cherry took over. I am the chair now.
Oh my god, that's right. The freaking chair. Yeah. God, I love these timestamps, dude. These timestamps are so funny. I love just looking at out of context timestamps. They're terrible. They're so atrocious. I can't wait to go look back at that one. Anyways, why are you going to cry, Sage? Cry? Do it. Do it, no balls. Complete all redeems. Nice. New Mirror Myth logo brand on the Mirror Myth shop. I swear to God. Thank you so much.
Crying is a free action.
Crying is a free action. What does that mean? We don't sell context around these parts. We sell brandings. Ori Dev. Why is that a quote? I hate that. Stop. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. What if you sold temporary Mirror Myth brandings? They're called tattoos, chat. They're called tattoos.
Temporary Mirror Myth branding.
Okay. Ori is wild. I appreciate it. Keep clipping, Hale. It's funny. My hoodie is a temporary branding. Can we refrain from calling things temporary brandings? Chad, it's not a fucking cult. I feel so normal right now. Chad, let's talk about Echoes of Ruin. Alright, we'll keep clipping. Good. Let's talk about let's talk about the funny game instead of anything else right now. Okay, we have a long list of stuff here, Volt. There's a lot of stuff here.
Yes.
Do you want to be in the driver's seat, or do you want me here running through it?
I mean, we could do next to each other like we did for Mirrorcast.
Okay. Who do you want to have the mouse?
I feel like I should have a mouse because I know where everything is.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of part of my question is, like, do you want someone who doesn't know so that I can, like, sit here and be like, what this, and then you have to struggle to watch me not understand how technology works?
I feel like we're just going to upset people.
I think it's just going to upset you. I think everybody in chat's going to laugh.
Yeah, you're probably right. Am I sitting over there?
Yeah, you can have it.
I get the wheelchair.
Hello! Turn that bitch back on.
It is so hot.
Hi, Peps. I hate this.
Why? Oh, because it's so out of...
Oh, goodness. Okay. Break my camera every time we stream together. It's perfect. Okay, chat. I bet you can't hear either of us. We're good. We're doing awesome. Hello. Hi, chat. Okay. Nope, that was the wrong button. I know how to stream, chat. I know what I'm doing. Don't stop it. Stop it. Oh, I need to change the text thingy, my bobber. This one.
Oh, you didn't even spell it right.
What?
Unless you did it that way on purpose.
Oh. Oh, I spoonerized it by accident. Perfect. I did that right the first time, chat, and or it was on purpose. Don't worry about it. Cool.
On purpose.
On purpose.
On purpose. This Obsidian Vault is kind of a disaster. I will not lie to you all. I have the original one on my computer at home. I synced it up to Git as I do with things, and when I merged it with the one on my laptop, it kind of got all screwy. So I've got like duplicate entries on a lot of things. So when I get angry at it, it's definitely my fault.
But like, please do your commending when Orion Volts aren't being funny. My God. Yeah, they're like doing commands. They're like, stop interrupting us. They're like, stop trying to command when shit's funny. Sorry.
Okay. Where do you want to start?
I think we need to start by saying what is Echoes, right? Like we play funny TTRPGs. We play a lot of tabletop RPGs in this community. Surprise, surprise. What is special about Echoes? Give me top 3 selling points.
It is a actual roguelike TTRPG where a run actually matters. It is very, very easy to learn, I think.
Okay.
Sit down for about an hour and I think you can get it.
Okay.
And it's so meta that, and I'm not including world building things. If you want me to include world building things, then I could easily add a 4th to that.
Okay. I think my top 3 selling points would be meta, roguelite, paradoxical combat system.
Yes, yeah.
Paradoxical combat system is probably like a huge selling point for this, right? Because when I play a TTRPG, I'm like, what is combat like? Like, I hate that it's such a pertinent question, but it is a pertinent question. Now, I think yesterday's example started out really good, and then it just went into a stress test.
Yeah.
To be completely fair with you, I think combat could have gone a lot faster if we had a better idea of what was going to happen, but that's part of the tweaking, right? I think the goal is going to be to make combat as fluid and quick as possible. Once you know what you're doing, it's like...
And we've seen that. We have seen it be so snappy and so quick.
Yes.
And it's definitely seen a lot of iterations, I think, too. And I think it's so close to being exactly what I wanted it to be, but it's just not. It needs a little something.
Yeah. Which is okay. This is part of why we're having this conversation. So, let's, I think, probably go through the start. I like the way this is ordered right now. So, starting with the character, what does it take to make a character? What if I say I want to make a character? Give me the absolute base level progression that I'm going to go through.
The very first thing is your paradigms, which I went over slightly yesterday.
Oh, that comes before species?
Yes, they're kind of hand in hand. You can...
Heard. Okay.
But I would pick... Actually, I'd probably look at them at the same time.
Okay,
because you're gonna want to pick from both sides. However, remember you can change your paradigm at any point. You cannot change your species at any time.
Understood.
So one of my favorite things, and there's immediately a typo here because there are 5 base paradigms in the base book. And then I have unlockable paradigms, which I talked about slightly yesterday.
They're like prestige classes?
Kind of. They have I don't think they're in here anymore.
Classes in my Myramid TTRPG. They're not classes, chat. They're paradigms. It's different.
Correct. Wink.
Wink.
But they, for all intents and purposes, they are your class. Your tank, your support, your skirmisher, your executioner, an actual. I probably should remove mages from this.
I think it's fair. Okay, there's a question about what magic means in Worldless, and there's a lot of like the quantum physics nerds in the Mira quantum physics nerds are gonna be asking a lot of questions when it comes to this, and I don't think we're gonna have a lot of answers, frankly.
Yeah.
Because like, oh my god, hi Anomalous. When it comes to like if you guys know what anitrons are, then like you're gonna know that there's a quantum magic particle, right? So like, assumingly artists are still utilizing it in some fashion, it's just not like the arts like we know in Utopia,
Correct.
I assume,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like they're a magus, but a magus means something different in Worldless generically, right?
Yeah.
Because magic just does not function the same way anywhere.
Right. Absolutely.
I think it's fair to call them magus because in regards to everybody else, they're magic, you know?
Yeah, and this is more of a descriptor than it is anything else, right?
Yeah.
So I think it still fits in a lot of ways.
That one's called Executioner, which means Rix is gonna want you to fix that, just so you know.
Why?
Oh, you haven't heard the Rix Executioner meme?
I have not.
The Executioner talent in Utopia is like Rix's like bread and butter to hate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We've been fighting for like months about the Executioner talent. It's really funny. Perfect. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That makes me happy.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to talk very, very briefly about some of the unlockable paradigms because they're probably my second favorite thing. Because you do have to pay for them, but they also have criteria. Which unfortunately criteria didn't get mixed in here. It's another file that I think I need to whatever.
Understood.
But there's a couple in here that are really interesting and this one in particular I don't want to talk too much about, but it's probably my favorite just for this restriction right here.
Oh, that's right. I remember seeing this and I was like, what do you mean? That's right. You have a gambit. And this is like a class, not a subclass, right? Yeah, because a theater is closer to a subclass, right?
Yes.
So this is like you choose your entire paradigm is that you cannot deal damage with a weapon.
Correct, yeah.
Disgusting.
In theory, though, you could still wield a shield. Shields do have damage stats and echoes.
And you could have skills that do damage, right?
Yes, well, that's kind of, you absolutely, yes. So you still have to rely on your skills very heavily. In particular, they come with 2 decks of cards that use the tarot-sized decks for some extra versatility.
So cool.
And limited hand size. So you're playing a TTRPG while the rest of your party is fighting with swords and bows. You've got a deck of cards, and you're playing an entirely different game. Their entire theme is around board game and card game style play.
That's so freaking cool, dude.
Which
I love that so much.
I think it's so fun. It's so different.
Meta question. I think a funny meta question. What happens when you bring a game of Utopia into Worldless, and what happens when you bring a game of Echoes into Utopia? Oh my god, can we talk about the box? We can't talk about the box, can we? Is that an okay thing to talk about? Oh god, I love the box.
I do love the box. I don't know if we can talk. We'd have to confirm with Rain if we can talk about the box.
We're not going to talk about the box, chat, but I want you to know. We love the box. I'm thinking about the box.
Box is great. Yeah, theaters are your subclasses for all intents and purposes. Every single paradigm has 2 that are attached to it, and we've got plenty of generics. So you can really dive into a specific style of play, or you can be both ends of the spectrum.
This is one thing that was actually really interesting to me. The fact that your subclass doesn't have to match your class, right? Like, it's weird that you have, like, this kind of mix and match. It's more like oh, goodness. It's like having a major and a minor. More than it is, like, having, there's 18 types of fighter. Which one do you want to be?
Yeah, like, you want to be a druidic tank. You can.
That's really cool. I'm actually Green Glass is a cool name. I'm actually a really big fan of this. I'd be really interested in seeing like what like the political factions look like for these types, like because they know these names, right? Like in World, these are real names.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm very curious.
Yeah, there's a lot of world building that I'm excited to share at some point. I can't. There's some things that are very clearly we can discuss, but there's also so much I can't say. Yes, Sage. Oh, you're just testing things.
Of course.
And then species. And there's a lot of things here.
There's a handful.
Yeah, there's a handful. There's one actually missing from this list on purpose for... Oh, it's not. There it is.
I'm going to ask you a fake question.
Yeah.
Right? Can you scroll down for me? This is just to make Rain angry.
Yeah.
What are those last 2?
Those last 2.
That's all. No, you don't have to answer.
Okay, cool.
I just wanted to ask you that.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to scroll up. If anyone's missed it, enjoy the VOD.
I fucking love this. Oh, dude, those last two make me hurt. They mean so much, dude. They affect so many things. Anyways.
It's gonna be so fun. Attributes. Unlike Utopia, which is totally fine.
Mhm.
I only have 5. Because you have 6.
Correct, yes. There are 6
I can't
traits.
believe I have played Utopia. It's fine. I get so into this, I genuinely forget about other games. Which is not Ori's fault. It's definitely my fault.
It's definitely my fault.
5 attributes that handle everything.
Chat, I'm gonna need a moderator to hit the bongo. I can't touch my computer. It's over there, and I don't have very long arms.
What do I need to do? Can I do it?
Yeah, you can refresh the Twitch page right here. A moderator might beat you to it, but if they don't, okay, that works. Okay, yeah, X, and then click general events. Nope, down. Checkbox, 1 down. That one. General events, Ori events. Scroll down. Mystery box events, stream events, chat events. Double click the screen next to it. Yeah, that's why. That's why you have to double click on the actual, yeah, like that, and then.
That's so annoying.
Yep, and then chatbot says.
Oh, and chatbot.
And submit. Very bottom. Yeah, now. There you go. That's on. That's
Sweet.
what I need to do.
Cool.
I like how you explain the attributes. I kind of wish I stole from this a little bit, honestly. In Utopia, you get like a brief description. You get like this first paragraph.
Yeah.
Right? That's how it's written in Utopia, what they do. But having examples for it is so nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just super simple questions of like, is this pertinent to what my character's doing?
Yeah. One thing that I did notice is that you don't really have a charisma stat.
I don't have a charisma stat. I believe that's yeah, I think that does fall under aptitude in a lot of ways.
I was gonna say, yeah, if you had to pick one, I would say aptitude.
And that is the catch-all for a lot of things.
That makes sense.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because that is what aptitude is. It's your ability to adapt to things, right? So having a catch-all for a lot of the other things that are missing, I think is totally fine.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but aptitude is basically street smart. Consumption is basically book smart.
Yeah, correct, absolutely.
Heard.
Consumption also bleeds into a few other things that we'll get into in a little bit. So it has a little bit more value than just being book smarts. It has a very specific purpose outside of that.
Yeah. Why the name consumption?
Because originally I wanted a stat explicitly for harvesting.
I was wondering about that. I thought consumption read for harvesting.
Yep.
Honestly, there's a lot of things that like kind of feel like funny little quirks. Like paradigms could be called classes, theaters could be called subclasses, but I think you've built like a really good like theme around the naming convention enough that like you read consumption and at first you're like, what does that mean? Like that doesn't fit there. And after being someone who's played Echoes a few times, I'm like, the name's perfect. Like, I love the name.
Yeah, I like consumption too.
I think I would like the acronym to be like CNS.
No.
Okay.
I think it's so fun that it confuses the living hell out of new players.
This is a super easy game to learn. I love confusing everyone who plays.
It's just that one.
Oh,
But you're probably not wrong.
It's fine either way, I think, but...
But then it would be the one outlier, because all of the other ones use the first 3 letters.
Heard. Strength doesn't. Yes, it does.
Oh, yeah, STR.
Yes, it does. You're right.
Determination is probably another one of my favorite attributes. I don't know why I'm hung up on attributes, but I made explicitly a how long can you sit there and search through this room for clues?
Oh, okay. I want to talk about... There we go. I really want to talk about determination.
That felt good. Give me that.
Okay, go for it. I really want to talk about determination for a second, because there is an age-old question that comes from tabletop RPGs that I want to talk about, and that is, what is stopping you from making an awareness test in a room that you're trying to search 18 times? What's stopping me from doing it over and over and over and over and over again, right? Now, there's a lot of ways to answer this, and none of those answers that I've heard are that elegant, right? They're not super great. Why? Because your character didn't, is why. Yeah. You know what I mean? Determination brings in the question, when does your character just get frustrated and fuck off?
Yeah.
And I love that. It's so great to be like, no, your character's done with this shit.
Yeah.
When I play Utopia, one of the things I say is, how long are you willing to search? And people will go, until I find something. I'm like, no, give me an hour. And they're like, okay, up to 48 hours. And I'm like, Okay, yeah, I guess that's fair. But I know that your funny little goblin that builds explosives as a hobby is not gonna fucking sit there for 48 hours. Suck a dick.
Yeah, absolutely. They're gonna get frustrated. They're gonna get bored and
Mhm.
move on to something else, or give up. Like I've been sitting, I've searched this area 17 times. I'm done.
Yeah.
So having something is a patience score. Absolutely, it's very good. For calculating that.
Withstand someone calling you names. I really like the idea
Mhm.
that you can because we're gonna talk about presence after this, but presence is basically your ability to control your character.
Yes,
At
yeah.
some point, right? I like the idea that determination is because at the bottom it says withstand someone calling you names, right? And if someone's provoking you over and over and over again, you're like, man, I really want to punch that guy.
Yeah.
You could be like, make a determination test. You fail? Yeah, you punch them.
Yeah.
Like your character gives up. You don't keep control of your character for that moment, right? You lose control, and your character, I would love to have a roll a determination test. You need to beat your presence, or vice versa, rather, I guess. But you need to go against your presence. Your presence is super low. You need to start making determination tests to not let me control you.
Sorry.
I'm a big fan of determination personally.
Yeah.
I also love making just determination strength characters. That's like the whole shit.
Yeah. I'm strong and I'm determined.
I'm strong and I'm determined and I'm gonna walk that way.
Yes. Yep. Very, very fan of that. Attribute passives, which should live underneath attributes. Every single attribute has two passives that get
Yep.
inherit from them.
The passive bonuses are actually a big fan. I'm a big fan of those.
They need a little bit of tinkering based on our test yesterday. But I am a big fan of these. And it's every 10, so you have to get to a threshold. There's no such thing as a 0.5% here, right?
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to say to that.
Do you want to talk about what they are as examples?
I mean, yeah. So agility, free movement. Every time during a round, for anyone that was here for combat, at the end of the round, you get movement based on your agility score divided by 10. So not just your ability to move regularly, but you can reposition just a little bit at the end of a round. Tinkering needs to be done on that, but that's totally fine. Push resist and push bonus kind of go against each other really well here. I don't think we got a big opportunity to explore it during combat yesterday, but if you win the combat modifier stack with a melee weapon, you push somebody back, which you can follow up with, so you can stay in melee distance.
I still believe that should be optional. That one still bothers me marginally. And I finally found an example when we were combat yesterday where I'm like, that was a sheer detriment if I was forced to.
Yeah.
Because Rix won a contest and pushed the guy, and luckily it pushed the guy into a wall that he was already at.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, my turn was next, and I didn't have a move mod.
Yeah.
So he would have pushed it out of my melee distance, and suddenly I just lose my turn. Even though we're allies with each other, he pushed the dude out of my melee distance.
And I think the discussion we had afterwards yesterday would have resolved that.
Which one?
To be able to do your free movements at any point.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Which I think is the solution to that. Because if you're going up against somebody swinging your weapon at them hardcore, they're going to fall back. You're not pushing somebody.
Yeah.
But you're setting them back, because I'm not going to stand there and hold my ground if I'm getting wailed on.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the weapon though, right? Because if you swing down, you're not going to push him back.
I'm going to take a step back as a person to...
Well, yeah, but
even
you're,
if I'm
you're pushing 4 meters at a time.
Yeah, it does definitely need some tinkering. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I see the point behind it. The reason why I like it is because unless this is not the intention, right? Criticality should assume that you did a good job, right? You get a positive effect out of it. Push is the only thing on here that reads to me as a possible negative.
It can be a possible negative, but there's also the benefit of I've cornered this guy now. He's got nowhere to run.
Yeah.
So I think making it maybe voluntary to happen, and also, making it voluntary and also moving free movement into your action, so you don't have to rely on that. Bonus damage, very simple. You get a bonus damage.
Mm-hmm.
To whatever the damage type you're dealing is.
A lot of Echo's damage is flat damage, which is really interesting. It's not rolled. You don't roll as many dice in Echo's, point blank.
But when you do roll dice, you roll a lot of dice.
Yes, generally.
Which I think is fine. I think it keeps combat fluid and fast, and weapons hurt. 2 good hits with a longsword is enough to kill almost any creature. Maybe not the big boys, bosses and stuff, but like your low level goblins, 2 good swipes of your sword is enough.
Yep. Bonus healing.
Bonus healing is that needs to say outgoing healing. Oopsies. This is anytime you heal something, you add 1 to it, which can be super helpful. And then overheal, how much your temporary HP pool can be.
Yep.
So easy for determination. Aptitude is echoes per kill. This is +1 off of the base. You always get 1. You'll get bonus +1 for every 10 in your aptitude. Reactions is a lot of fun. We didn't see that very often.
There's a point where you have 0 reactions.
Yes.
Which is very terrifying.
Yeah. And there's a point where if you drop all your stats into aptitude, you can, as long as you've got the skills for them, and they still have cooldowns, and you still have to pay the use cost, but you can end up taking 4 or 5 actions during a turn that are all reactions.
Yeah.
There's some nichety to it, but
it's really fun to see what characters look like. If you imagine like 50 in one stat and like garbage and all the others, like 50, 5, 5, 5, 5, but you do it for every one. They all have such a unique benefit that I'm like a big fan of.
Yeah, you can min-max, and I feel like I did a good job of making it still not feel
No,
broken.
I like it. I like it a lot. I had a min-max character when I was playing, but not min-max in like the power way. Min-max in I was good at like one thing, right? Like I was tanky. That was my ability, is that I got to be tanky.
Yes.
My damage was nothing in comparison to my allies.
Yeah.
My allies did 1 billion damage in comparison to me, but my god, I healed more often than I got hurt.
Yeah.
And I love that. That's exactly what I wanted to be. And you still have exploding dice to be good at some things, right? You can just win things that you didn't earn.
Exploding dice, my
I love
favorite.
exploding dice so much, dude.
Crit eval, -1 to the weapon's crit threshold, which is written hard-coded into each weapon, which I know sounds difficult for making homebrew content. But the math, there is a formula for it that's very simple to calculate. It's really not that hard. In fact, a very simple tool would do, you put in what you want the base damage to be, and it'll give you what it should roll.
No, 100%.
Very easy. Synergy playstyle, yeah. I'll get to that too here in a minute. But yeah, minus, you can make your criticals easier to hit.
Yep.
With good consumption. And then loadout bonus, which is loadouts. We'll talk about that later too. Loadouts are also probably my favorite thing, and it took me a while to figure out how I wanted to do it.
Loadout bonus makes a lot of sense. Consumption really is like it's kind of just the street smarts to me. It reads a lot like the street smarts. I do see aptitude being the charisma, but I see consumption being charisma to an extent as well.
They definitely can be in both ways.
Yeah.
Like a diplomacy check would be consumption.
That makes sense.
With like royals, but a diplomacy check with a gang of rogues would be an aptitude check.
That would make sense, yeah. No, I actually kind of like that. It's weird how used to it you kind of need to get, but it makes the game feel like it speaks its own language, which I'm kind of a fan of, personally.
Yeah, me too. It's my game, though, so
Yeah. Withstands or defenses, chat. I think you guys know that one. However, there is a note that I love, and it's that if you get hit with 5 damage and you withstand 10 of it, you do heal 5. Now, I want to say, because that sounds bonkers, right? That just sounds like a game developer being like, we're going to do this for real this time. Why is that? Why thematically would that happen?
Because the world in its current state, which we'll get into the world building for, is laughing at you for bringing the wrong tool to the battlefield.
I told chat that it laughs at you for your insolence.
I have thought about... in the case where, and since this is a dev stream, I can talk about getting ideas from people. I've thought about in the case that the DM says, hey, you're going to deal negative damage. If you give me 5 echoes, cat ears, you can set that to 0.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I like the idea. So one of the things about echoes specifically is that it kind of has this... What's that? Gotcha. You kind of work under this assumption that the world is alive to an extent, right? The world, dungeons we're gonna get into in a second. We talked about the heart of a dungeon in the last one that we talked about. Like, the world has a pulse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The world laughs at you. The world does things to you.
Yes.
And it's really interesting because the world kind of reacts. It laughs. It has, like ugly humor. Which is such a fun mechanic to be fighting your environment so regularly. But not just your normal environment, a personified environment.
Yep. Yeah, it's so fun. I can't wait. I feel like we should probably jump into what I can talk about of the world building, because I know there's probably the people that
There's
want to
gonna
listen.
be,
to
yeah,
that.
there's gonna be some stuff there. It might be behind a little bit of a wall of the thing that we're gonna talk about in an hour or two. Quincy, kind of, you need somebody else to do it, if I remember correctly. So if you have high withstands, you can't hit yourself, right? Somebody else has to hit you.
Yes, you cannot target yourself with a regular attack. With a skill, yes, but skills rely a lot on elemental damage, and there's not a lot of ways to get elemental withstands.
But it is really funny that the rogue tank can have a really funny, like, because they usually have, like, quick jab attacks,
Yeah.
right? So, like, the rogue and a tank can actually kind of act like a pocket healer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is wild.
Hey, I need a throw your knife at me. I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take it, promise. And then the rogue's like me with the plus 26 crit, and they're like, oh, that'll be 56 damage.
You were supposed to help me.
Who was supposed to help? Martha.
See, but that's a prediction thing, like,
Yeah.
because you can't communicate that. So if you do attempt to do that and you accidentally win against your ally, you're rolling your full damage. Plus, if you do hit a crit, so you could genuinely end up in an attempt to help your ally doing stupid amounts of damage.
Can I just say, the 5-syllable rule is like my favorite rule that I'm probably gonna adapt for like Utopia and stuff like that. It is just so gross how insanely powerful communication is.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
If you don't have a telepathic bond with somebody, if you don't have something like that, you can only yell so much.
I believe I have a skill somewhere in the skill tree, and we'll show that later. That gives you extra communication ability.
Yeah.
So
I like that. It's honestly like having to be like, hit me. And that's all you can say, right? You don't get whys here. We don't have time for why. You just say, hit me. And they have to decide whether or not they want to trust you.
yep, trust, 100% trust.
I love it so much. And they don't even know with what, right? If I go hit me, they're going to be like, oh, you probably have like a redemption effect, some kind of retribution effect that you need to proc. And you're like, no, I need you to hit me with a dagger. And they just smack you down. They just fire their hunting rifle at you.
Yep.
And you're like, too much! Too much! That's enough slices!
Pulls out railgun. If you say so.
Yeah, okay! I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I do wish it was more integrated into DRGs to do in-character comms. I'm gonna make people do it. Pious Party beware. Pious Party beware.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so is that the long and the short of creating a character, pretty much?
Yeah, that really is your
skills and
thing.
loadout, but
Skills and loadout. Loadout's kind of a big deal. I'm really a big fan of loadouts because it grows with you as a character as you get farther into the world. And you have to pay your in-world currency to get what you want.
loadouts kind of remind me of this is gonna be really funny because this has to be inspiration for this game. Hunt Showdown's loadout system. Right? So you get basically like, chat, you know how you in Utopia, right? When you build a character, you're given an amount of silver pieces, and then you get a loadout based on the amount of silver pieces that you have, right? You basically buy your armor. You do that in this game, but it resets per run, right? And you get a loadout, right? If you've ever played Call of Duty, if you've ever played a Hunt Showdown, a game like that, right? You have like 40 run currency is what it's called. And you get to design your loadout with only your 40 run currency. And it, like, this was the wildest. I was telling him, like, nobody respects ranged weapons. And that always pisses me off. I'm like, I really wish people would respect ranged weapons. And here, ranged weapons are not only range, but they're also very high damage. And I'm like, dude, they're so powerful. And then he explained ammo to me. Oh my god, dude, ammo's a fucking nightmare. To have 4 shots an entire run, where have I seen that before? To have 2 shots on an entire run, it's fine. You didn't shoot the gun anyways. But you get the point, right? Like it costs money to shoot those bullets. So it's a lot different where it's like, yeah, I have a melee weapon that does moderate damage, and you have a ranged weapon that does high damage. However, I can swing as many times as I want. You can go pew pew, and then you're out of the fight.
Yep. So it's gonna hurt when you hit those ranged shots. It's gonna hurt like hell. But yeah, you only get a couple rounds. And yes, you can do a battle medic loadout. You can do if I think speedster loadout, like silver bullet, I imagine style loadout.
Speedster would be tough. Speedster is possible, right? Like that's just high agility, right?
Yeah.
But you guys aren't gonna get Utopia speedsters. Just let me tell you that Utopia is so disgusting with how it handles speedsters. But you can do a speedster. I mean, to be fair, if you had like a 40 agility, you can move 40 meters. With an action, right?
Yeah.
Like you can have, okay, you can actually kind of make speedsters in this game. I lied.
I do. There is a
Revolver is an item in this loadout. In fact, yesterday we had a person with a revolver. Oh, I didn't know those existed. That's fucking crazy, actually.
Yeah, we'll get into. Actually, I mean, we're talking about loadouts, so we might as well while we're here.
Yeah, I'll explain more about what I mean about in-person and in-world comms, Sherbs. It just basically means you can't yap as much in the middle of combat.
Yep.
You get like 5 to 10 syllables while it's your turn. Everything after that costs actions. Utopia is a little bit different though because you have 6 turn actions. So I can just like set a timer and go, oh, you just ate an action.
Yeah, that's true.
That's really mean though.
That is absolutely true. And there's enough influence around like meta time and timing things with real world time that there's probably an easy way to bridge that gap.
Probably, yeah.
But I do like the 5 syllables thing.
I like 5 syllables. 5 syllables, may I say, is very small. It is a very small amount.
It'd be fun to force drain presence or echoes based on communication.
Oh, that would be really funny. Oh my
GM
god, dude.
counting syllables past 5, and for each one you drain an echo or
wait, wouldn't it make so much sense that if low presence? So chat, for presence, just a quick idea on what presence is. Presence is bad if it's low and it's bad if it's high, right? It's a meter you want to keep in the middle. You gain presence over time and you spend presence for positive effects, and you get good and bad things. But the low side, if your presence drops off to a really low number, you lose control of your character becomes an NPC, right? So this is the part that we were talking about, that you can be forced out of conduitism, right? Where you can no longer be a conduit.
Yeah, these need to be clarified away from permanent death, because that's not accurate. But it's for the sake of playtesting, it's how this goes, right?
Yeah. But wouldn't it be so funny that if you metagame, then you just lose presence, right? That metagaming isn't a mechanic, like it's punished, but it's not disallowed. It's just heavily punished, right?
Yep.
So it's like you metagame, like you can be like, oh, I'm stuck through a wall, my teammate's over there, and you're like, hey GM, I'm gonna metagame this one. I'll take the 50 presence. You know what I mean? So you lose 50 presence to just tell them as a player to player, like above the table, that you're like, I'm eating 50 presents and tell you, hit the blue button right now. We have no time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great use for that. I think that'd be really fun. This is one of my favorite effects, by the way. Vanishing at the start of each of your turn, lose 1 additional presence. So as you've gotten so far low that now it's just a ticking time bomb.
That's crazy. That's gross.
It does the same at the top as well.
Heard.
This is easier though because you can spend it away.
That's true. That's true.
So
that's super gnarly. I love presence. Presence is such a cool mechanic. Again, this game really relies on its meta presence. Like, the meta play is really, really important to the game. Yeah. I find it very interesting.
Yeah, I've done a lot of skills have meta cooldowns where you have to have a real world clock that says, I used this skill 30 minutes ago, now I can use it.
Yep.
It's...
I was thinking about that when I play. I think what I'd probably do is I'd have like at the start of the game, I'd start a timer, and I would have checkpoints. So, like, the 1 hour checkpoints, if you had a 1 hour cooldown, it's at the 4, the 5, the 6, the 7 hour mark. Even if you use it at, like 4:59, like, you get it back at 5. Because it's just easier to track all of the meta hour cooldowns that way.
I believe I have a variant rule that specifies that just like that.
Heard. Okay, cool.
The default is that it's up to the player to manage their timers and their cooldowns. And my skill tree that I have has a little, you can set cooldowns for each of your skills and trick them.
That's really cool. Yeah, so there are meta cooldowns, chat, which means that if you just bribe the GM by stalling and watching a video for 15 minutes, you get your cooldowns faster.
Yep. Yeah.
You're like, hey GM, can we go to the gas station if I buy you a drink?
This game is going to inspire so much real world manipulation, which maybe isn't the best thing.
So your character just dissociates when you go to take a piss? No, like, your character goes at a normal rate of time, right?
Yeah.
It's just that the game is meta, right? And that's what happens when you have an Ichor-infested world. Yeah. Which, take with a grain of salt. That's not really thematically accurate when I say that, but you get the point.
Well, what's when like in Congress when somebody stalls for waiting for a bill to pass? What's that called?
Oh goodness, I know what you're talking about.
Because that's exactly what that is.
That's so funny. What is that? There was an entire documentary on a dude who stood up for 54 hours because if he sat down, then it would pass the bill. And he's like, I'm not gonna sit down. What is it? Litigation?
No, it's not litigation. It is Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Thank you.
Filibustering. Thank you.
Thanks, Trank.
I did not know that's what filibustering was.
Mhm.
Like, like, when Trank said it, I was like, oh, click, click. But I didn't realize that's what filibustering was. If you would have said that in reverse, I would have gotten it. That's so funny.
Mhm.
I actually really love that. That's really interesting.
And there are regular cooldowns too.
Mhm.
You know, so a lower level skill there's 3 rounds. You know, you have to wait for 3 rounds of combat. You can use it again.
Can there be a skill called filibuster where you have to do a real world event for as long as possible?
There can be. There's an entire category called meta for skills that are all have to happen IRL.
That's really funny.
Mhm.
I like the idea of the filibuster, whereas you have to stand up, and once you sit down, then you lose the effect or whatever.
That
You're
would be
not
a lot
allowed
of
to
fun.
sit in a chair.
Yeah. Oh gosh, filibustering in my TTRPG.
Yes, exactly. There's a lot of like back and forth play. Trank mentioned this, and we talked about this. There's a lot of back and forth play between the players and the GM, for instance, right? That's what run dice are. Run dice are super fun. So run dice are a number of D20s that the players as a collective have in a pool, right? And when you make a roll, you don't have to ask anybody. You just say, I'm adding my run dice to this, right? Like I'm taking 3 of our run dice and I'm adding to it.
Yeah.
And what that means is you're handing those D20s back to the GM to use at your detriment.
Yep.
Right? So a creature comes to hit you, the GM decides to throw your run dice that you handed them back onto it, right?
Yep.
So instead of rolling a 56, they just rolled a 66. You know what I mean? Because they added your run dice that you gave to the GM. And to me, again, that's the world laughing at you.
Yes.
That's the world being like, oh yes, I'm gonna punish you for your hubris.
Yes. Yeah. Such a fun concept. I love the idea of run dice, and I can bring up the inspiration for that. It's another TTRPG that doesn't see a lot of light of day, unfortunately. It's one of the more popular ones. I'm forgetting the name of it off the top of my head. But they're called bennies. They're coins that the party gets to use. I believe they're auto successes, and they go to the GM after the players have used them.
Understood.
Which is a lot of fun.
You never gave us back the run die after Rich wasted it.
I
To
did.
be fair, yesterday was a very stressful
I was
run.
Yeah. I will not lie. I was very, very tense for most of that.
Moonboy, why didn't you shoot the gun? Shoot the gun!
Shoot the gun!
He had the most powerful weapon in the party. It's fine. Why did you have to...
Might have been, actually, yeah.
Why did you have to be on the inside of the wall? Why'd you argue? You should have been on the outside of the wall. We would be alive.
It's fine.
I'm fine.
It's fine.
Love you, Moonboy. You're a goober.
Yeah, so loadouts, real quick, just to finish this off. Everything in world, like all of these items cost RC, your run currency, and they come back after a run. A run, I should probably say what a run is.
Yeah, it's probably
It's your session. So when we sit down to start playing, you start a new run, which means you get your HP back to maximum. Even if it's above, it comes back to maximum. Any of your consumables that you have used come back to you. Any of your weapons that have been damaged that are not stabilized, I'll get into that later, come back at full health. Your armor comes back at full health unless it's stabilized. There's a lot of thinking about when to stop playing to play again. Runs are really cool.
Yeah. The character should have revolvers. I think about how Conrad is devout electromance will be resort to ugly telekinesis and backed into a corner. So you mean a bullet that kills people? Why? Like, I get where you're coming from, but what makes you say that more characters do? I feel like every character has that. I feel like more people focus on the big fuck you bullet than other things. Like, I wish I would see more social builds and more, like, utility builds and stuff like that. I feel like it's very common to have the, I cast big fuck you laser, and then it works and everybody dies, or it doesn't work, they're like, oh shit. And then they die.
One thing you didn't get to experience for this is once you set your loadout, you can change it, but it does cost to do so.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So you get your starting loadout as your player, and it's typically 30 RC. And then if you upgrade your loadout to be able to add more items to it, you can add those items, but to change what you already have in your loadout, you have to pay to do so.
Question, how does not breathing deal damage?
That's something I have not thought about yet.
Because I realize only now that as a sap for Marion and as a war priest, when I was drowning, I have the effect that says if I would die, instead I don't.
Oh, yeah?
So I'm kind of wondering, if I took tick damage, I think there's a long period where I would have survived.
Yeah, you probably could have been down there for a good amount of time.
Man, that poor character. It's like, what the fuck do I do here? It just goes in like reading a book while suffocating to death.
The pages just start disintegrating.
Character's like, fuck, man. I want to be the party pack mule who tinkers Lamau. Honestly, it's really fun. And there is item combining in this game. It is a real thing.
Yes, yeah. There are it's called fusing echoes.
Yeah.
You can it is exceptionally expensive to do so.
Throw me through some weapons real quick if
Absolutely.
you're willing to. Let's see what a loadout kind of looks like. What kind of weapons do I have access to? I'm making a character. I'm making a basic loadout. What are we looking at?
Yeah, I to be clear, I want to expand this a little bit more. Shields and armor see a few different categories of like modern steampunk and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And right now I've really heavily focused on firearms and medieval style weapons. So there's a lot that needs to be added in here, but for example, you'd start a brand new campaign with 30 RC.
Okay.
So we can easily grab a longsword. We can easily grab a warhammer if we wanted to save some money. If you wanted to be a ranger, you have to also consider your cost of your ammunition. Although ammunition for generic weapons is not bad at all, right? 1 RC for a couple of arrows isn't outrageous.
Yeah.
If you have a sling, just pick up some rocks.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's be real. I'm not gonna make you pay.
Yeah.
And you're not doing much damage
No.
with a sling. So
Agreed.
Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, and then we can move on to like your armor that you would grab, right? And armor, there's a little bit of complexity with armor. I think it's not so bad once you understand what's going on. And I want to have quick references on character sheets to make this very easy. But these are all separate into various categories. So what do you want to look like, right? If you want to fit into the medieval fantasy or steampunk, you can grab stuff from here.
Clockwork Cuirass is cool.
Did I miss it?
Right there. You're on it.
Oh, right. Yes, Clockwork. I have a version of these sheets that has descriptions of what everything looks like.
The weights. What do the weights do? So you have light, moderate, heavy, weighted, moderate, ultra heavy, and immovable.
Yes. So that cannot speak. That matters for your weight categories, which matter for your dodge bonus, a speed penalty, and strength requirements. This is kind of just a generic what you can expect to get from it.
Yeah.
And then your dodge bonus and speed and stuff.
Oh, unsurprisingly, no dodge bonus. Minimum strength requirement as well. I remember when I was making my character, I took an ultra heavy, and
Yes.
I really wanted a movable because there's one movable armor. I'm pretty sure it's the only one, and it was Titan Frame. I love Titan Frame. Oh, there's also Sovereign Shell. Okay, gotcha.
And Titan Frame.
I was looking at Titan Frame. Oh yeah, because I was in industrial steampunk, and I was like, I want it so bad, and I was this close to taking it, but my strength was barely there. I'm like, I could finesse with a few echoes, put my strength up to just enough to do it, and he's like, okay, but you can't move because my speed was 20.
Yep.
So I got minus 20. Oh, you know what? Oh, I wasn't playing with my minus 10 speed. Whoops.
That's absolutely fair.
I completely forgot about it because I had an ironclad harness.
Oh, okay.
No, I pneumatically, but it's still ultra heavy. So
Yeah,
that's minus 15, minus 10.
I believe it's minus 15, minus 10.
Okay, yeah. So I only had a speed of 5, actually. Funny enough, that doesn't affect free movement though, does it?
No.
Okay, so if I have an okay agility or a good enough agility, I could actually have a free movement
That is
similar.
greater, or I
Not
don't think
quite
it would.
greater.
I don't think it would ever be greater.
I don't think it's possible, no. But they'd be pretty similar.
Yeah. Take all these negative movements right now. And then immediately after armor, we can look at shields.
I don't know, Quincy. I feel like a lot of people are shameful with their revolvers. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like there's an influx of shameful revolvers, personally. But maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy for thinking that.
Let's see, like this. This has the column that's got the description, which makes this unreadable.
I heard.
But yeah, so and there's plenty of shields you can pick from as well. And shields, all just like weapons, have damage values. So if it has a damage value, you can use your shield as a weapon.
Yeah.
And it does not count as a weapon. So if you're playing a vestibule that takes negative 999 to weapons, shields don't count for that.
Gotcha.
So it is kind of your bypass, but you're never going to do comparable damage to a weapon, right?
Understood.
And then we've got plenty of other things I won't dig into. Consumables are your consumables. Vials are a lot of fun. Nobody got really an opportunity to play with vials. Vials have 3 different applications. As your as a weapon oil, you can force feed or inject somebody with it, or throw it like a detonation. Yeah. Vials are a lot of fun. These are probably some of my favorite consumable style items in here. Pseudo weapon, yeah.
Quincy, I do want to say you probably do it better than I'm imagining. I'm just teasing you, by the way. The vial thing, I don't think I owned a vial. No, that's right, because my only consumable was a health potion.
Yeah.
That's the only thing because it costed like 2 RC, and that's all I had left. Because I got big mega fuck you armor and a pike.
Yep.
And pikes are also really expensive for melee weapons.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I probably should have just taken a ranged weapon. Like even a sling probably wouldn't have been bad. No, I still think the pike was better.
Yeah, I would.
I
probably
just
say
didn't
so.
have much maneuverability. That character with a gun would have been really nice, but
Yes.
I just cannot afford that ammo.
Yeah. And there's so much. Do you want to talk about how criticals?
Yes,
are...
I'm actually very interested in criticals.
Okay. So your lower tier weapon, something like a dagger here, is bulk tiny. Your bulk declares how much bonus damage you deal for getting a critical. Which is something not a lot of game systems can balance.
No, I haven't seen it. I'm a big fan of it. So
because-
tiny weapons are up to 3x multiplier.
Yes, yeah.
Which gets even more outrageous than it sounds, right? Because your wind pool dice are also damage.
Yes.
So like you can actually get up to like probably close to like a 4 or a 5x on a good roll.
Yeah.
Depending on the weapon.
Yeah.
Whereas huge weapons only get a 1.15x, right? So what you have here, in my opinion, is consistency.
Yeah.
You have the option for consistency and a reason why the rogue wants the tiny weapon.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you are gambling, right? You're dealing significantly less damage than the pike at 19. You're only dealing 6. But if you win, that 48 doesn't sound like a lot until you hit a critical, and then you multiply it by 3, right?
Yeah.
So it is so much damage at that point.
Which is a minimum of 18, right? Like, even if
Yes.
you roll low, it's still a minimum of 18. Which is super, super cool, honestly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it's throwable. And it's dual wield.
Yes. And there's a nice thing about dual wield. We didn't get to examine because nobody had a dual wield weapon. But you, on a win, add the base damage of your dual wield.
Oh, heard.
Yeah. Damage dice doesn't explode, Nebula. That's the one thing damage dice doesn't do.
What is Query's revolver? Oh, this is getting into a very deep question that I'm actually very interested in. I'm not going to tangent yet, but I'm going to keep that in mind. That's a really good question. I like that. I like where you're going with that, Quincy.
The weapon is explodable? What do you mean?
I presume they're asking exploding dice.
The weapon detonates? If you block with it too many times, yes.
Oh yeah, because you can block with your weapon. I forgot about that.
Yep, and it
Because
damages
if you don't have
the
a shield
weapon.
and you block, you just block with the weapon.
Yep.
What happens if you have nothing? Can you just not block?
Correct, yeah.
Gotcha. Can you block with your armor?
No.
Gotcha.
Because that's already happening.
Yeah, that makes sense. Withstands and yada yada.
Yeah. I don't want to get into the rest of this. A lot of this is stuff that's a little bit under the nose, right? Item properties are probably my other thing. There are so many. It actually loops here, which needs to be deleted, which is a problem. But that's... I have a ton of item properties here, which all have unique effects and everything. And most weapons can only have 2. Based on the level of the weapon, they can get up to 3 or 4. Relics can have all of them. So there's a lot of... A lot of fun things with item properties.
I see. And this is where fusing happens, right?
Yes. Yeah. You fuse your item properties. So if you have a short sword that has 2 properties, it has beastly and breaching, sure. But you find a dagger that has confusing, and you'd want that instead of beastly. You can fuse that property and replace one of yours with that property.
That makes sense. So as you collect items and things like that, assuming you're doing this in something that's stabilized.
Yes.
And stabilized means that you keep it between runs, right?
Yes.
So assuming that you have this stabilized item that's you're kind of just customizing to be your own, you pick up items you're like, this is something that I want. You can kind of just mix and match things as time goes on. Given it's pretty freaking expensive to do this,
Yes.
right?
Yes, it is. Well, because these are pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Not all of them. This is pretty lame in comparison to some of the rest. And the
plus 20 DP to wooden objects is cool, arguably.
It depends on what it is. But
Yeah.
these X's are based on the level of the weapon, so it scales with your weapon too.
Gotcha.
Really cool, really fun. This is also one of the few ways you can actually get elemental damage outside of skills.
Trank, I want to die. I hate it here. Next. What's living items? I don't think I know what that is.
Living items are a lot like your sentient items in Utopia.
Heard.
They have their own stats. They are, for pretty much all intents and purposes, a wieldable cryptid.
Oh wow. Okay.
Which
Is
is
this like holding a mimic?
kind of in a lot of ways, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Bro, oh my god, I want a pet mimic.
Living items are a lot of fun. They do become they become pets in a lot of ways.
Trank, now I don't want to. Now I don't want to check my DMs.
For slightly more info,
I hate it here.
idea of item sets, but that's starting to feel just a little past the line, I think.
What are item sets? Is that like if you have a certain setup, then
Items are identified by sets in world for like your unique items that you would find as loot and stuff that you would have to stabilize. So like you find an entire armor set that is frost and a weapon, right?
Gotcha.
So you would get a bonus that comes with it.
gotcha.
I like the idea. It's one of my favorite things from like a lot of MMOs and RPG games, but I haven't gone through and implemented it yet.
That makes sense. I think I could kind of agree that there's already a lot of layers of not necessarily complexity, but density.
Yes, yeah.
And I think that I would be more content without sets just because
I
it's
think so.
cool, but there's already so many things to focus on that it's just kind of one of those things. Okay, I'm kind of a person who I'm like, when I realize that something like sets exist and I didn't know they existed, I'm like, fuck, dude, now I have to think about that. And they're like, you can just play the game without it as you have been this whole time. I'm like, no, because now I know it exists. Now I want it, but I don't want to think about it. That's my playstyle, though. I'm not the target demographic for this, realistically. I just think it's funny.
Yeah. Later down the line thing, I think. Contests, as we saw yesterday, probably a lot of people's favorite things is
I love it!
exploding dice.
So how many dice
Oh,
do you
hang
roll?
on. This is people like this. We'll wait for ads
Okay.
for this.
Hands up for ads up.
Hands up for ads.
I'm gonna go put my drink away.
Okay, dope.
Read some of my DMs against my better judgment.
How are you guys, chat? I've been enjoying watching Trank get under Ori's skin. The red and purple potions, yes. One of them genuinely was like a necrotizing numbing potion, based on the effect that we saw. The purple potion was a like acidic potion, but it only affected certain materials. So when you stabbed yourself with a galaxy, it didn't feel bad to you because it didn't hurt flesh. If you would have put it on other materials, it would have done a lot of damage. Hello, Moonchi! Are you having fun exploding, everybody? I love the stream avatars. They're so fun. I need to customize mine. I can't believe I still haven't done that. I feel bad about it. Mom, over, don't. No, don't do that. No. Mannequin killer potion? Maybe? Maybe? You have to download the game, I believe, right? For
which one?
Oh, I enjoyed those.
Pull it out of the box again.
For stream avatars. You have to download it on Steam or something, right?
Yes, Stream Avatars is on Steam.
And you just link your Twitch account and change the...
To update your Stream Avatar on stream?
Yeah.
No, you just follow. You follow, you chat, and then there's in the About page, you can customize it, or if you're on PC, it's on the right side of the Twitch screen. It's an overlay.
My bad. I was completely wrong.
Here, let me go and do the disc command.
Sweet.
There you go.
For some reason, I thought you had to download the Steam game and link your Twitch account.
It would make sense. There's a lot of things that do it that way. I'm sure you do, Trank. I'm sure you do think that. Okay. Exploding
dice. Exploding dice. Everyone loves exploding dice. Exploding is so much fun.
How many dice do I roll?
You roll 1 for every 5 in an attribute.
Yep. So I have 40 strength.
So you're gonna roll 8 dice, 8d6.
8d6 on a strength check. So, which means, by nature, I'm gonna get more exploding dice the better I am at it.
Yes.
However, no matter how bad you are at it, you have an infinitely high ceiling.
Yes. Yep.
Given, it gets exponentially less likely, but you get the point.
Yeah. It is my favorite system for rolling dice by any means, and because you can do anything, right? And the minimum is 2. You always roll 2 dice, even if you have 0 in a stat, because you have to. Your stat will give you other benefits and stuff. So you always roll 2d6, and if those 6s explode 10 times, I mean that's 60 that you've rolled on on 2d6. It's entirely possible you can succeed. It is possible you can succeed on any roll, with a small stat, with a non-existent stat.
Is it possible to have 0 move speed?
Technically, yes.
Nice.
It is technically possible. It is technically possible to have negative, actually, because if you
Because of armor.
yeah,
What happens if it's negative?
you can't move. I don't think negative would have
When you try to move forward, you move
move
backwards.
backwards. It inverts your controls.
It randomizes your movement. You pick a distance and you have to roll for it.
You know what? You know what? I don't hate it.
That's actually kind of funny. Oh, that's gonna be a character that Rix builds. Oh god.
Well,
I know Rix is gonna build that.
if you try and move in something too heavy for you, you kind of like
You
lose your
wobble?
balance.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't hate that.
Oh, so the world laughs at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the world's like, you're a dumbass. Oh, that's terrible. Alright. I can't wait to see what Rix's character is based on that.
Right.
Chat, everybody knows what exploding dice is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If there are any questions, I've got a difficulty ladder of how difficult things are.
How difficult do they get? 120.
Mm-hmm.
It is possible to beat that, right?
It is, yeah. Yeah, it's very difficult because your stats, I believe, only go up to 80.
Oh, you can't go past 80?
Correct, yeah.
So you could have 16 dice, which is average roll of 3.5 times that much. Hold on. 3. No.
You can still take a potion to bump
For
it
another
past,
one.
Yeah.
So you can have, at most, with hyper specialization and temporary boons even, maybe there's some skills that boost this that I can't think of.
Yeah.
You can have, the best average roll you can have is 60. Given you can roll high on that, you probably have exploding dice because you have 17. Fuck it, we're going to spend 3 echoes as well.
Yeah.
70.
Yeah.
So
You assume that maybe out of that many dice, 4 would explode?
yeah. Oh, more than that, I'd assume. You're rolling 19, 20 dice?
Yeah, well, it's only 6 sides or one side of... I don't know. You'd have to do a lot of simulations, I think.
I think 24 is the point where there's a 50-50 chance that you critically succeed in Utopia. Like it's more likely to critically succeed than to not.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna presume that you're gonna roll
That's true.
at least 6 more, 7, 8 more, including the possibility for them to explode. Your exploding dice to explode. I'll just do 8 more. No, I'll do 6 more. 6 more sounds more reasonable.
And you can spend presents, you know.
Yep. So 91. We're still at an average of 91, right? So if you high roll that, right? Then if you high roll it really goodly, you're at like 136. It basically requires like such a ridiculous amount of like interception to do that. Given 2 characters assisting you already makes this exponentially easier.
Well, yeah, as you would expect it to.
Yeah. You could do that with like normal mortal stats, right? You could just roll a 40. If you guys each roll a 40, you would succeed in an impossible task.
Yeah. Love exploding dice. So much fun.
12d6 is roughly 30% hurt. Every 6 dice yield an average of 1 explosion. Oh, yeah, duh. Obviously. I should. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I think the math is a little bit more complicated than that, but yes.
Yeah. Statistical anomalies and
You
everything
spend
else.
up to 65 presents with the right skills also. Icky.
It is icky. I've thought about tinkering with those numbers a little bit. There's a lot of balancing that needs to happen around presents still too. So that number might not be set in stone by any means.
Trank is provoking me, and it's working. Help.
Ignore.
Okay.
Cool. Breathe. I've gone way into this, like,
holy fuck.
miracle rolls and auto successes and
Okay. I think we have one more thing to talk about before we get into the big thing that we were gonna the 1 to 2 hour mark thing.
Yeah.
I think we should talk about combat first.
Okay.
Combat is a big bucket of worms, but it's a really fun bucket of worms in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, chat, how many of you know what paradoxical means in this specific instance, right? So Rochambeau or rock paper scissors is one paradoxical, right? I believe that's how you pronounce that.
Longer ice, Steve. It's a bucket of candy worms.
Let me make sure that I'm right about this.
Okay.
A beats B and B beats C, then A must beat C. Rock, paper, scissors, reverse its rule. Or scissors and scissors with paper, creating serial loop, no absolute strongest choice.
Mhm.
There is more to it. I don't remember the paradoxical, because you could have 1 paradoxical, 2 paradoxical. I think Pokemon is like 4 paradoxical, whatever. There's a whole science to it. But the TLDR it's kind of Rochambeau on steroids.
Yeah. I have spent and will continue to spend an incredible amount of time making this combat feel better than it is, and I already feel like it can be very good.
Do you have the image?
I don't.
Oh, Pokemon's not paradoxical. Oh, I'm a silly goober. I heard Pokemon, I'm back in. Never mind, Nico, false alarm. Oh, hurt.
No, I don't know if it's in that, but it will be on my laptop. It should take 2 seconds.
Okay. Chat, please hold.
Please hold.
I'm sorry.
Do you want to talk about your favorite part about how enemies have?
Yes. Oh my God. Okay. So, chat. We're gonna show you the chart for how Rochambeau style combat works in this game. Basically, what's gonna happen is you're gonna get you're gonna pick a letter. Most simply, you're gonna pick a letter between B through H, right? B beats C, C beats D, D beats E, so on and so on, right? They're also beaten by another letter, so like H beats D, I think. Everything's beaten by 2, and everything beats 2.
H beats D. Yes.
H does beat D. Okay.
And
So
they go
in
in a
simple
circle.
terms, yeah, they go in a circle, and they also beat across. With all of that in mind, your opponents, the NPCs, also have to pick from this chart, right? So we say at the same time, Volt says B and I say D, right? That means that we don't interact with each other, but we say it at the same time. We both decide what we want to do. Let me give a different one. Let's say Volt says B and I say E.
Do you want
right?
to pull it up?
Yeah.
I sent it to you.
Cool. I'm gonna have to like save it and stuff real quick. What? Hold it. All right,
Yay.
so here's the chart. So let's say that I choose B and Volt chooses E for an NPC, right? Like we're fighting some dude. We're fighting an Imperium guard because Imperium sucks, and our campaign is to blow up Imperium. He chooses E, he chooses B, which means it beats me. I'm going to get a bunch of negative effects, and he's going to get a bunch of positive effects when it comes to this effect, when it comes to all this stuff, right?
Yep.
But more importantly, one of my favorite parts about this combat is that there are enemies that use the same pattern each time, right?
Mhm.
So can I just spoil what the Warden does?
Yeah.
Not the Warden. Okay, hold on. Whatever the name of that creature was, it doesn't matter. That funny little bug creature did. So that creature will choose B, then C, then D, then E, then F, then G, then H, then B, then C, then D, then E, then F, then G, then H. Rinse and repeat forever. And what this means is that as a player, you can get better at gloom stalking, right? You can learn how creatures respond and react to you. Your meta knowledge of the game actually interacts with how well you can deal with things. Because if I know what you're going to pick on this chart, I cannot even begin to describe what an advantage that is.
Mhm.
Informational advantage is so important in combat. Because that's the equivalent of saying, I know what you're going to do in rock, paper, scissors. I never lose, right? Like, it's impossible.
Yeah, so, and like in World, it's like one character saying strike now because they know that there's an opening, right?
Can you use any modifier on any action? Yes, with an asterisk, right?
Yes.
Kind of. So like Anchor is a freebie, right? It just acts outside of the stack, and that's only assistance. You can only assist with that. DB, DD, R, and M stands for defense block, defense dodge, reload, and movement. So they don't beat anything. However, you get to take an action and do a thing. So DB and DD are a passive block and a passive dodge. Less powerful than spending your action to do so. However, you still get to do an action and block, or vice versa.
But you're putting yourself permanently under risk, right? Because you can only ever get a normal result against the rest of the stack, but you're going to get beaten by your targets, right? So if they expect you to block, it's gonna be a lot easier for them to know when to hit you. And it depends, what you're going up against, if that's valuable information or not.
Yeah. And yes, Dino, otherwise you just get an action point, right? You just spend an action. You get one action regardless otherwise. In fact, I think you always get one action point. The only exception to that is Anchor.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you still get an action point as Anchor, but it's always going to be in order to encourage team play. If I want to help my teammate, I don't want that interruptible, right?
Understood. Okay. So yes, you do get universal actions when you do this.
Yeah.
This strategy is really fun, honestly. In my opinion, most of the strategy comes from and this is another downside to ranged weapons that I really loved, is that if I'm in melee distance and I know that you have a 1-round weapon, I know you're going to reload. You're going to reload or you're going to waste your turn, right? So I know that if I choose, DC, B, or E, I'm going to beat you. You know what I mean? Which is super interesting to me. I love that. I think that the passive effects are kind of a huge part of what makes this strategic, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But anyways, otherwise it's just guessing what they are. Just spam B.
There is so much hidden strategy that I didn't even know about designing this until you go to play it and you realize just how layered that gets.
And another thing to note is that this happens in alphabetical order, right? At least B through H does, right? So we do B, then we resolve C, then we resolve D, so on and so on. So you might want to come after. An example for this is what if they're going to take not the move action, but they're going to do something that relocates them, right? If I'm a melee build, I'll choose H so that they can move up to me first, right? Because I don't want to spend my movement. If I choose H, I can't move and attack.
Right.
H means I'm only going to attack.
Yeah.
So I can assume that they're going to move their way to me, or my teammate might move them to me, or so on and so on, right? Push them into me.
Yep.
Oh, that would be really interesting. If you knew what they were going to pick, you could have your teammate do a push attack, force a crit, push, boom, and then they move into you. You didn't have to move.
If you know what they're going to pick, you could do ping pong an enemy between you.
That's so funny, actually.
A lot of fun. Combat is so much fun in this.
I could reload on move for free. I heard about that skill. That seems like a really powerful skill. But it eats up a skill. So it's fair. I mean, in my opinion, that's fair.
Yeah, there is a cost to it as well. Which I believe is 2 echoes for every bullet or every cartridge you need to reload.
Heard.
So it gets more and more expensive the more you plan to reload. It also does need a cooldown, I believe. Also missing one. So tennis with an enemy? Yeah, absolutely.
Boom, bing, boom, bing, boom. Okay. While we're in combat, is there anything else that we want to describe here? We could talk about blocking and dodging. I don't think it's overly important, but I do want to talk about action economy, right?
Yeah.
So, in my turn, I want to talk about what did happen and what's probably going to happen after this point. What do we learn from that last combat?
Yeah.
Because, for example, for every 10 agility you have one of what's called free movement, right?
Yes. Yep.
So, if you take a move action, I can move my agility. Let's say my agility is 20. I can move 20 meters with a move action.
Yeah.
Which is a long distance. However, at the end of the turn, we each got a free movement. With 20, I have a free movement of 2, which means I get to move 2 meters without spending anything. Everybody does. They get agility divided by 10, rounded down. That much movement at the end of each turn.
Yeah.
However, one of the things that I said is that melee builds get really shafted by this. Because you can always free move away from me. And now I always have to pick move. And I get up to you, and you can always attack me at advantage, because you just choose one of those bottom 3 FGH, and you always beats me, right?
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks. So one of the things that we said that we talked about is that movement happens on your action, free movement specifically.
Yeah.
So if you have an agility of 20, and may I say, this makes agility so much more intimate. It's such a good pick now. It's so important to me as a melee build, even though it's normally a dumb staff.
Yeah.
I don't really give a fuck if I can move fast. The point is that I'm a tank. And sometimes I walk up to things and sometimes I hit them. But now I'm like, agility matters a lot because I'm kind of useless without it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, unless I'm a genuine damage wall and that's it. You know, in order to relocate myself, agility matters a lot. It's a lot of in-combat power to be able to relocate on your turn. So that way you get that little bit of maneuverability.
And there's a design choice on all of these because it sucks when you've got an entire party of melee people going up against one big tanky melee enemy because nobody moves. Everybody's standing around an enemy on the map and just... It's like, this sucks. You know, I want some dynamicism in the map. I want to be able to push people into obstacles without it taking an action, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a lot of the design behind it.
Yeah.
You know, I want to push someone up against a corner so it's easier to beat them against
that makes sense, yeah.
And then what was sorry, I wanted to read Dino's. So a two paradoxical tournament for the main actions with special actions that let you bulk process with the caveat of having nothing but weaknesses and a purely neutral modifier for helping. Yep.
That is a really good way to explain that, honestly.
Yep. It is a lot of fun.
Stat caps and passive kind of force contain amount of stat diversity. At least seemingly they do. I think they do personally. Yeah. I'm personally a big fan of it. Ultimately, I think that's kind of the long and short of combat, right? When you can probably imagine that if you know this very fluently, everyone goes beat, you know, or whatever they pick, and then everybody resolves their actions, right? What this kind of turns into is you choose what type of action you're taking, and you choose what modifier or what letter you're choosing from, right? Everybody says, okay, do the thing, and then you resolve it in order.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you have to do. You rinse and repeat that over and over and over again, do new things every time, whatever. Now, there was one other contingency that came with combat, and I said you should choose a modifier and an action type. You can decide how you utilize that when it's your turn. That is not how it currently is. Currently, you need to choose what your target is, what you're planning on doing. If you guys remember yesterday, there's a few times where we go, I target Soldier B, right?
Yeah.
I target Soldier 2. Soldier 2 dies in turn order, which means we lose our action, right? I'm saying, unfortunately, in a real game, what's that?
Once you have the tournament memorized, you can run it like mental math, and it is so fast. Dino.
It is. It's really
so fast. It is so good. It feels so good to DM and to play.
Does this mean GMs can combo enemies that fit together?
Yep. And combine them with their own synergy skills.
I hate that. What is DB and DD? So DB is defense block and DD is defense dodge. Yep. So you still get an action, right? I can still attack while doing these, but I get a passive block action at the cost that I am always beat. I'm only ever beat or normal. Yep. Again, if you choose one of these like bulk modifiers, so DB, DD, R, or M, if I choose any one of those, I never win against anybody. I only ever get beat or normal. Yeah. Right? So, like, if you choose B and I choose M, I'm safe. We're both normal. However, H, G, and F beat me if I try to move. Yeah. Because I get a free movement and an action if I choose M. Yep. So, DB is defense block, which means you take an action and passively block. DD is that for dodge.
The entire game can be summarized to risk and reward.
I would say so, yeah.
And that's exactly what a roguelite should feel like at all times.
I can agree with that pretty heavily. In current, or at least what we played yesterday, you need to choose what your target is. You need to choose everything beforehand. And I was like, if you're playing this game physically, right, we need to Rochambeau somehow. When we're playing rock, paper, scissors, I have a very quick and easy way to convey rock, right? I do not have an easy way to convey, I'm going to use this skill on this creature at this time. I'm going to do this at modifier B, and I'm going to move this far during that end. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I can write that on a note card, but I think it would be easier to just have B strike. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yes and no, because I thought about this just a minute ago, and I love that idea because it simplifies it. And my only concern with that is because this is supposed to feel like it's all resolving simultaneously instead of turn-based combat, that you go to strike a target the same time your buddy does, just because they killed them doesn't mean you don't still go for that attack.
Sure.
You know, so there's probably, I love that because it probably feels better at the table, and I'll probably lead that way. The other.
I agree. Yep. I don't have an issue with it on a balance level. I actually kind of prefer it on a balance level. It's just that there's no practical way that I can think of to Rochambeau that.
Yeah. More tinkering. Simultaneous resolution making you accidentally double commit is good.
I agree.
Yeah, but again, you can't convey that in a simple manner.
Yeah.
So
Unless there's one way I can think of, like, there are elegant solutions for it, right? Like, if this is in a practical setting, maybe what you have is you have a play mat, right? And you have, like, assigned spots for it, and you have to lay your cards down on the spot.
That would be perfect for it.
It wouldn't force you to choose a skill beforehand, which is unfortunate. There's so much information that goes into it, but maybe that's the upside to skills.
Yeah, and that you know what, skills are something I care very deeply about, seeing as there's 800 of them at this point. And I'm sure I'll come up with more ideas for more. But yeah, and
if so, there's only 3 preemptive things you need to know: modifier, type of action, and target. I think it's fair. Holy 800 a lot. That's after it got reduced.
Yes, yeah. I was originally targeting 1400, Hale. And there is a world where after significant playtesting, we might hit that number again. But I was starting to go through and I realized that in the moment, as of balancing, like all 800 is already feeling like a lot to balance. So thanks, Dino.
Dino, oh my god, dude, if Dino and Volt get together, it's gonna be such a problem. This book is gonna be 4 miles thick.
I have so many ideas. Anyways.
I know, and so does Dino. Dino is also a big proponent of make book 400 pages plus 800.
I mean, put that back up to the camera. Look at how thick that is.
I just want to show you this, guys. Hold on, hold this. This is Worldless without art.
This is true. Also disorganized.
And this is also without the skills, without all the skills. This is like 400 skills, isn't it?
There's no skills in this.
Chad, it's gonna be a really big book.
Yeah, this does have a lot of things that have been like cut content that need to be literally. This was probably ahead of its time based on how much needs to be to tinkered with it. But that's fine.
Speaking of that, though, speaking of skills and ideas and content, do you want to talk about the 2-hour mark thingy?
I do, but I wanna just because it's fun,
Mm-hmm.
and this is something that I've given you shit for Utopia. I have rules for hordes and swarms. I have horde and swarm rules.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, chat. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna put up a poll. And this poll is really simple. It's really not that. What do you mean unrecognized command? No, that is a command. I promise you. I'm gonna put up a poll. It's gonna be really basic. It's not a trick question. This is just genuine figuring out how much interest there is in doing the thing. I'm gonna put up a poll that's asking, are you interested in playtesting Echoes?
Mm-hmm.
And we're just gonna get a yes or no. I'm gonna put it on for 5 minutes, and we're gonna talk about what these actually mean.
And if you're gonna get this intimate with me, buy me dinner first. Yes, test me. No.
5 minutes.
A swarm of hordes.
A swarm of hordes? God, dude, that's probably a thing, dude. A swarm. Chad, how many of you know the swarm of Fexathons meme? Because that's a meme now. Also, don't talk about that. Dear God. Creative Obsidian Vault for the... No, Trank, stop. No, please, fuck, no. Oh, Jesus Christ, the noise he just made evoked a visceral reaction from me. Amazing. Chat, are you interested in playtesting Echoes? It's really that simple. Just answer the poll. There's a poll in chat right now. It's at the top of chat. If you don't see it, refresh the page. There's 5 minutes. Just put up, click yes, call it a day. This is a head count.
Yes.
This is why we're asking this.
Yes.
And with that, I'm gonna piss.
Okay.
Oh, let's play an ad real quick, actually. How about
Okay, cool.
chat, there's gonna be an ad while that poll is up.
Cool.
And I piss. Enjoy ads.
Does just genuine Twitch question?
Mhm.
Does that apply to people who are subscribed still? No. Okay, so that's still.
Yeah. So if you have Turbo,
Yeah.
or if you are subscribed, you never see an ad in your life.
Oh, okay.
There's a world where VIPs don't get them, but I don't think that's an option. Twitch is very forceful with ads.
Yeah.
The way that it works, and the reason why I have ads the way that I do, you have to have at least 3 minutes of ads an hour to ignore pre-rolls. I hate pre-rolls.
Yeah.
Because pre-rolls mean you join stream and then you immediately get smacked with an ad.
Yeah.
And I hate that for new people. So I always run 4 minutes an hour.
Okay.
Because if I run exactly 3 minutes an hour and I snooze one because something important's happening,
Yeah.
or it gets auto snooze because of a hype train, then it gets back on pre-rolls.
Oh, hype train's out. Auto snooze.
Yep,
Okay.
they auto snooze. And you can only snooze 3 times. So Twitch
Yeah.
is very forceful with ads. So usually when I do something like this, it just pushes back when the next set of ads is going to go.
Okay.
So I try to remember to play an ad when I'm not doing anything else.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Pre-rolls are objectively bad for streams. You should run 4 minutes an hour minimum, like Ori says, yeah. I mean, yeah, I understand why ads exist. That does not mean I like them. You're the turbo. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun developing this. I think this is a lot of a really fun system. I think it's going to be a lot of fun in the future when it gets to a point that can be played. It is in a state that is entertaining. I think is the easiest and safest way I can describe where Echoes is. I am excited to discuss some of the other things I have and within reason to discuss for this, which should be a lot of fun. This is my once a month time I campaign for people to get an ad blocker. I can't wait to break this game into tiny little pieces and then put it back together with a blindfold on. I feel like I have to put it back into tiny little pieces with a blindfold on. Thoughts on your system being much more popular than you thought? I am not paying attention to the poll at the moment because I don't want to spoil it for myself, which is totally fine. I'd like to join you. Oh, and breaking the system, please do. I have so much fun with this system. Utopia is incredible. I will always default to Utopia over anything else, probably, only because
Maybe
mine doesn't
Pathfinder.
exist. Pathfinder has some nicheties that Utopia isn't there yet, but Pathfinder's been around for a long time. Give me the AG1, give me a couple of adventure books, and I'll never look at Pathfinder again.
I cannot wait for AG1 and campaign books, dude. Utopia will be too powerful. I do want to say I want to report back as a biased party. Arguably, hands up, I'm a biased party. I'm not mad at ad blockers. Note, ads are basically the most predominant way to support a creator for free, right? So if you can afford Turbo, if you can afford YouTube Premium, if you can afford to sub, that's much appreciated, right? But if you can't do those things, if it's not reasonable to have those things, just get an ad blocker.
Yeah.
I'm going to be so honest with you. Like, it's more worth it, I think, for you guys to have the full time. I usually try to give N out if I can. Unfortunately, streaming on YouTube is such a freaking, like, it is such a hoopla to stream on YouTube at the same time. What's Utopia? Not real.
Hold on. Okay, so Nabbit, we love horror TTRPG systems. Hang on a second, I got something for you. Dino, Pathfinder, I agree within reason, but I want to be clear that, like, comparatively to the other options of popular TTRPGs, top of the word of mouth TTRPGs, Pathfinder is infinitely better than
Infinitely better, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't infinitesimally infinitely small?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. No, Pathfinder's a good system. I haven't played a lot of Pathfinder. I actually played more Starfinder. You beat the number you wanted by a lot.
I apparently did.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna talk about it, chat. If you guys are interested in playing Echoes, or in playtesting Echoes, or what have you, this isn't like the end-all be-all for it. But as a handful of people discovered, through Vencord, you Vencord users, you are a struggle for me.
You make trying to be do anything secretive and fun within Discord so difficult. So difficult.
Never change. But for the people who did find it, you can do just like you can with Dice Song and just like you can with Oracles, do ! Echoes, and you'll get that channel. It's a shadow drop, right? It's very purposefully not advertised.
Yep.
It's not a channels and rules thing. You can't just go get it. You know what I mean? It's very purposefully a shadow drop. That doesn't mean you have to be quiet about it. Go tell people. I don't care who you tell. But this is where Echoes updates are going to happen, and this is where playtesters are going to be selected. In what fashion, we are not sure yet. I'm not admitting to that. But right now, if you want to be in the next step to become playtesting for Echoes, go into Discord, do ! Echoes. Boom Shaka done. And that's with an ES, by the way. ECHOES.
Okay, yeah.
You can also do exclamation point D echoes if you want to remove that role from yourself. You'll see that I have that role. You can go in, you have echoes announcements, you have echoes general. That's all that's available right now. I'm gonna leave Volt to updating it. Don't ask me questions about echoes. I'm the wrong person. Ask him. He's the one. That's his problem.
Please annoy Ori with it. It makes it more fun for me. But yeah, and I will do my best to keep that updated. I've got a lot of other things that I'm working on, a lot of fun things that can't be discussed outside
Chat, it's
of this.
Gonna be really funny. You think that I'm annoying with how I do updates and things like that? You just fucking wait, dude. He's a problem. He's an absolute problem with it. I will say that again. Just like any shadow category like this is not something that we're promising like a consistent update schedule, right? Like, I'm not giving you something on Wednesdays or anything like that, right? This is just because you know it's there, you were there, you saw it, you get to touch it, so on and so on. What's Discord? It's this game called Utopia, right?
Just answer every question with the answer to the last question.
Yes, exactly. You can do that for Dysong and Echoes. I'm sorry, Dysong and Oracles. You're gonna get way less updates out of those. Actually, you might get the same. I don't know how often you're going to update this, but we're not promising anything. Let me tell you that much.
Yeah. I'm putting my grubby little hands on everything.
Was there a bull skit using that? Using what? What?
You can make Discord in Utopia.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You could also, I was going to say you can make Utopia in Discord. I did that for a second, and then you did that for a second, and no one finished it, because that's the hell. There was going to be a Discord Utopia bot. It's not worth it. Don't try. It's not worth it.
How much do you want to get into the world building of Echoes?
Okay, hold on. Let me grab somebody for this.
Okay.
Right.
You can make Utopia in Discord. It's hell.
He updates like a monster
Dino,
cause he's
I don't
a
even want
hecking
to talk about it.
software
I
developer.
still have work. I'm close.
That
I'm
is a
close. I
scary
still have
learn
work to
skill,
do on the Foundry
LMAO.
module for Utopia for version 14. I'm making a lot of progress on it. It's going to be a lot more manual than the last version, but I know exactly how hard it is to make Utopia digitally. It is so difficult. It is not a fun time. It is outside of maybe a slightly more customizable
At Hale underscore
system,
the underscore of this, I still need to do that.
Yeah. The problem, Hale, is that people, and I included, love Foundry for map handling and its automation. So when I originally tried to do Utopia in Foundry, I went too hard into the automation side of things, and it made it painful to work on. And so I've cut back a lot of the automation. There's still automation because it saves time in a lot of ways to roll digital 3D dice than it is to roll physical dice. And I love Foundry. It is my go-to system. In fact, the fact that we used TTS yesterday instead of Foundry was a stretch for me because I'm not used to DMing in TTS. I love TTS. It's a lot of fun. I play a lot of board games on it, but it's not my DMing platform. Sorry, I got really on a tangent there. I really love Foundry. But yeah, digitizing Utopia is a pain, and there's a lot of work that needs to come. I have good news for you, Dino. I don't know if you've tried Foundry with version 14, but the mobile improvements have been significant, and there's a lot more coming in version 15.
I have an update.
Yeah.
So we can talk about world building, but we have to stay general. No name drops, no big players, no interesting events, I would say, barring what.
Oh god, it runs better.
We can talk about what day-to-day life
Thank
looks like.
perfection.
What is generic? Stay generic, I guess
I can do that. I can do that.
Here. However, how's it going? Welcome in. However, I think first we're gonna do MHP.
Yes, let's please. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Chat. You know what I'm about to say.
It does. Welcome to Mental Health Break.
Chat, this is Mental Health Break. Make sure you want to do the whole spiel. You remembered all of it, right?
I didn't memorize.
Chat, make sure to go grab a drink of water, go grab a snack, go brush your teeth, go do your homework, whatever you have to do to be out there. We're going to just chat and train for about 10 to 15 minutes, and we're going to get back into the game. Nice tattoo? Which tattoo? Oh yeah, I forgot. You guys can see it with this. Aha. Hello. Chat, I'm going to put words on screen, and we're going to take a hot second to go break our mental healths. As one does. Hurt. Enjoy words, chat. We'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes, then we're going to get back into talking about what the world building of Worldless looks like, and how that ties into the meta scheme of things, and what all of this
Break
means.
the mental health so we can
how's
put
it
it back
going?
Trank,
together.
if you're still around, you might want to stick around for that.
Yar!
Good
Go
speedrun
eat.
on
Chat, go eat.
MHB
Go
monologue.
eat. I need a
Go
snack
break the
as
mental
well.
health so we can put it back together? Yes.
Hello, Pips. Skish.
Beat.
I tried to shake it, find a way to get you off my mind. Really tried to draw that line. One look from you, I'm praying I can call you mine. Baby, you got my hands tied. No more games. Can't we just say its name instead of running away and jumping the gun to play it safe? Oh, it's been a weekend here in this bed we can sleep in and let the feelings overflow. Useless trying to fight
Vent.
this. Let's just give in and let the feelings overflow. Let's spend the weekend here in this bed we can sleep in and let the feelings overflow. Useless trying to fight this. Let's just give in
Tiff.
and let the feelings overflow. Weekend here in this bed we can sleep in and let the feelings overflow. Useless trying to fight this. Let's just give in and let the feelings overflow. You got me shaking, yeah, I feel the fever coming on. Boy, you know you're all I want. Keep saying that I hate it, but it's kind of fun. Watching me come undone. No more games. Can't we just say its name instead of running away and jumping the gun to play it safe? Let's spend the weekend here in this bed we can sleep in and let the feelings overflow. Useless trying to fight this. Let's just give in and let the feelings overflow.
Ian's. Sane.
I tried to shake it, find a way to get you off my mind. Really tried to draw that line. One look from you, I'm praying I could call you mine. Baby, you got my hands tied. No more games. Can't we just say its name instead of
Sinesh.
away and jumping the gun to play it safe? Oh, let's spend the weekend here in this bed we can sleep in and let the feelings overflow. Useless trying to fight this. Let's just give in and let the feelings overflow. watching me come undone. No more games. Can't we just say its name instead of running away and jumping the gun to play it safe? Let's spend the weekend here in this bed we can sleep in and let the feelings overflow. Useless trying to fight this. Let's just give in and let the feelings overflow. I tried to
S
shake you,
scar.
find a way to get you off my mind. Really tried to draw that line. One look from you, I'm praying I could call you mine. Baby, you got my hands tied. No more games. Can't we just say its name instead of running away and jumping the gun to play it safe? Oh, let's
Sears.
spend the weekend here in this bed we can sleep in and let the feelings overflow. Useless trying to fight this. Let's just give in and let the feelings overflow. Let's spend the weekend here in this bed we can sleep in and let the feelings overflow. Useless trying to fight this. Let's just give in and let the feelings overflow. Weekend here in this bed we can sleep in and let the feelings overflow. Useless trying to fight this. Let's just give in and let the feelings overflow. You got me shaking, yeah, I feel the fever coming on. Oh, you know you're all I
Lies.
want. Keep saying that I hate it, but it's kind of fun. Watching me come undone. No more games. Can't we just say its name instead of running away and jumping the gun to play it safe? Let's spend the weekend here in this bed we can sleep in and let the feelings overflow. Useless trying to fight this. Let's just give in and let the feelings overflow. I tried to shake it, find a way to get you off my mind. Really tried to draw that line. One look from you, I'm praying I could call you mine. Baby, you got my hands tied. No more games. Can't we just say its name instead of running away and jumping the gun to play it safe? Oh, let's spend the
Ledge.
weekend here in this bed we can sleep in and let the feelings overflow. Useless trying to fight this.
Barely.
Give in and let the feelings overflow.
Quart.
You got me shaking, yeah, I feel the fever coming on. Boy, you know you're all I want. Keep saying that I hate it, but it's kind of fun. Watching me
Abort.
go undone. No more games. Can we just say its name instead of running away and jumping the gun to play it safe? Let's spend the weekend here in this bed we can sleep in and let the
Roar.
feelings overflow.
Vart.
Useless trying to fight this. Let's just give in and let the feelings overflow. I tried to shake it, find a way to get it off my mind. Really tried to draw that line. One look from you, I'm praying I could call you mine.
Coat.
Baby, you got my hands tied.
Carbet.
No more games. Can't we just say its name instead of running away to play it safe? Oh, let's spend the weekend here in this bed we can sleep in and let the feelings overflow. Useless trying to fight this. Let's just give in and let the
Hi, chat.
feelings overflow.
I'm stealing the chair, chat. Nothing they can do about it. Whoa, wait, don't worry. Whoa, wait, don't worry, chat. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Am I here now?
You're here.
Okay.
Hold on. How is the framing for this? This is actually probably better for framing because you're tall and I'm
Chunky?
not.
Yeah.
High volt.
I'm chunky?
No, I'm tall and chunky.
No, I'm chunky.
Hillary, the graph grows like a writhing amoeba or a tumor.
Or the graph is growing like riding an amoeba or a tumor. Cool. Trank's riding a tumor.
What is happening?
Trank's riding a tumor.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot the light, dude.
What light?
Doesn't really
Oh.
do much at this point, I don't think. Oh, it actually kind of does. Damn. Let me make sure that I turned off the words on the street. Blah, 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 blah. What rank did you guys get to? Level 20? Our record's level 20. I don't know what you guys got to this time. I don't think you guys got that far.
Wasn't level 20?
Nope. Hi, chat. Before we get into world building, do you guys have questions about echoes?
We could use the questions command for that and check it in a minute.
Oh yeah, actually, chat. If you have questions, use the questions command. That's a good idea. I don't think there's anything in it right now. Do we unload that? I think we unloaded it. Okay. What if I knew how to type? That'd be crazy.
Dude, what the was that?
That's an old question. Why? Okay. You know, I really thought that we emptied the chamber on this
We
one. We
did.
did not. Apparently not good enough. Okay, there we go. What is happening is I'm writing a setting and the bare bones basic concept of a game for where it just stopped. Yeah, no, the message just stopped after that.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It's crazy. I wonder where the rest of it went. Well, I guess now there are questions, so
You should type out the entire question before you thing.
Yeah,
before
yeah.
You send it. I don't know.
I think that's a good idea. I think that's very helpful if you do that. Yeah, no, Ashton's
Frankie.
messages keep getting shut. That was just an asterisk. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I don't know what you're saying.
It'd be so funny to write a
IG,
script
we
that
try
just
again
clears that
tomorrow.
from
My
Twitch chat.
God, dude, it just deletes it like the vor command.
Yes.
Oh, that would be so funny. Quincy, do exclamation point question. And then type what you said. Yeah, like that.
They are not a cognito
I
hazard.
guess we try again tomorrow. Interesting. They're not a cognito hazard? Who's not a cognito hazard?
What is there is no anti-memetics division.
There is none. A false hydra is not a real thing.
Have you seen that? The SCP short movie? It's like 15 minutes long. We're gonna watch it later if you haven't.
Okay, I don't think I might have. I might
It's
have.
an incredibly high quality. There is no anti-memetics division. It's so good. We'll watch it later.
That's kind of crazy, actually. An anti-meme. Shrug.
Ori's an anti-meme.
I know I have more stuff, by the way. Where did you get more stuff from, Zero? I made a Blood on the Clock Tower script based on there is no anti-memetic division. I presume it uses madness quite heavily.
You do not recognize the bodies in the water.
Oh
What
my
is
god.
her?
Is that from Ben Trout?
SCP.
Is it from SCP?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Hi, Jelly. That's really funny. That's actually really funny. Yep. Okay. Okay. We're gonna get a little bit into world building while you guys crank out some questions. Oh god, people are putting tangential questions in,
Yeah,
and it's probably gonna work.
Happen.
Yeah, but it's probably gonna work is the problem. Okay, chat. A little bit of world building. Is there any world building in this document specifically?
Move it up so I can. No, I meant like up to the thing.
Oh.
Make sure I can.
Oh, I. Here, we'll go like that first.
Okay. Or hello. What the?
Oh, I'm dumb.
At altruistic Nico indeed.
I'll be honest. I didn't even know you could do that with Obsidian.
Yar.
All the way. Maybe not quite. Oh, chill. Do. Yeah, nothing in there is broken. Yeah, I think we're good.
We're good?
Yeah.
Okay. Back to what we were doing, chat. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
All right.
It's okay. It's already in the questions revolver. It's already in the questions chamber, Quincy. It's too late. We can't fix it now.
Also,
Okay. We're
now
gonna talk
that
a
I
little
am
bit. What is
strangely out of
shift
channel
here?
points,
What is
can you
this?
tell Rain something for me?
Shift skills.
What?
Yes. Nobody got a chance to explore these, but every paradigm has at least one shift into a different creature. And we've got echostasis.
Oh, I didn't know that.
At
Yeah, they're
unstable
toggleable
underscore
as
zero
well,
strangely.
which is so much fun, and every single one of them is a little bit different. They all need their own treatment and stuff.
Lamp.
There's a moth. Shift state, yes.
That's freaking wild. One day we'll get into that.
Shifts
At
are a lot
Ashton
of fun.
PYR indeed.
They're very powerful. They're very expensive.
Throwing.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably a lot of statuses, aren't there? Yep.
Yeah, quite a few status effects.
Volt and his tables, dude. I swear. So many tables.
Yeah.
One has wings. No, none of them have wings. Oh, yeah, all the birds do, Rain. He's gonna get mad at me for that.
Yep.
Okay. Talk to me about what Worldless is. Give me a quick summary rundown of Worldless. What makes Worldless distinct?
Worldless is distinct in the fact that it is slightly post-apocalyptic from, I'd say, the 90s.
Mhm.
You have what is referred to as old world technology.
I was about to ask about that. What is
Yeah.
old world tech?
Those are your fax machines, your old printers, your non-color printers. They're your big bulky CRT monitors. You still have like security devices. You still have like alarms that can get sound and stuff. There's still motion sensors in a lot of ways. So you've got this like combination of post-apocalyptic 90s tech and a lot of like modern a lot of modern things too. Hands up, ads up.
Oh no! We just got here! Windows boot sound. Goodness. I love Old World so much. Old World tech is so funny.
I'm glad I came up with a name for it as I did.
Yeah. Honestly, it's kind of neat. I wonder how many people are going to realize how, like, where the cross is with the vault.
Yeah.
Surely there's none. Surely nothing. Nothing important, right? We wouldn't put anything important in there. No. We don't put important things in there. 4,156. Do better next time. 1 minute, chat. 1 more minute.
Yeah, there's definitely
I'm going to make a strength check.
okay.
Definitely what? Oh. I rolled a fucking 18 on 8d6? That's atrocious.
That's horrific.
That's horrible.
You're gonna have to update that command to accept exploded.
True. Roll 1d6 divided by 3. Did that actually work? It
Apparently.
did. Wow.
Maybe it will let you.
Oh yeah, if you use any letters, he gets really mad and just assumes that it's bit integer limit.
11.
What?
Did it roll something between now and 2 trillion and you rolled an 11?
Chad, did we just roll an 11 on a 1d 2 billion? That's pretty cool. Well, do it again. Hold on. Is that actually what happened?
What is it is losing its mind.
Or is it rolling 3d6? Yeah, it's just rolling 3d6. No, okay. I rolled a 0.
That X means something, and I don't think it knows what it does.
No, I don't think so either.
Anyways. World building. So you've got old world tech. A lot of these, like, older devices, you've got rusted out old cars. And you still have these really tall, like, skyscraper style buildings where you can find a large variety of fun little creatures inside. But because of everything else that's happened in the world, the mutation from... Can I say it? I can say it.
I don't know what you're talking about, so sure, go for it.
Sludge?
Oh, yeah. Sludge is public.
Has converted a mini creature into their cryptid forms. So...
Chat, you could probably name one.
You could probably name one.
You could probably name one.
Yep. One of our favorites.
One of our favorites.
I
can't wait, chat. I can't wait.
Yeah. I have a lot. There's
Wendy,
more than what I've got
I.
here. I've got a separate, like, entry, like, bestiary that tracks a lot of these, but I've copied some of them over here for this. Yeah, and they've been duplicated too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of really, really, really fun creatures in Echoes of Ruin that allow you to,
I'm so excited for all the cryptids, dude. I'm so excited. Yeah, this one has the whip on it because Warden.
Yep.
Lamau. I really want to do a chat. I don't know how many of you know the funny lore about the Pacific Northwest, but one thing is that Megapithecus or Sasquatch or Bigfoot is like super popular in our area, right? Like it's a very common subject. Same with Alligator Man, I think it's called. Crocodile Man? I don't remember. But there's a few very common, like, urban legend style cryptids that exist in the area, or that are talked about a lot in the area. And I really want to run a Worldless Horn Range campaign, which sounds, or an Echoes campaign specifically, which I'm very, very excited for. I want to do that really bad. Character sheet for just someone called Greg, like in a basic humanoid, but change a bit the ability scores. Interesting. I mean, you could just make one, right? You just make a character named Greg.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop you specifically. Oh, can I show these?
That one I think should be fine to show.
Okay.
This one I might need Raiden's opinion on.
Okay.
I'm going to send this to Rain and expect a response back immediately.
You heard it, Rain. You heard it. Otherwise, you're fired.
I'm actually going to send both just to verify.
Oh, well, I'm already showing this, so.
Okay.
Tell him to be mad if it's wrong. Chat, these are really cool. I'm a big fan of these. God, I want to 3D render this. I want to put this like on a building.
Right, it's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
It would unironically be a decent little like advertisement for the game up on like a billboard. I'm gonna not be humble for just a moment.
Yes.
I don't brag about myself a lot. The art on this and the next one you're about to see is all me.
Oh shit, I didn't even know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's really sick. Oh, can I do the other one?
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't get confirmation.
Blah.
With the exception, I'll explain in a second.
Okay.
I did not draw the individual trees. Let me be
Heard.
clear. I used a brush for those, and they will get some actual artist love before a final version. To be clear, these are just demos that I would show. But all these things up here, this is all me.
Mm-hmm.
I love these. There's a whole like system of identification up in the top right that is written out for all of the. I don't have an entry for dust bunnies, Rain. I do not have a page for them. I'm so sorry. I can explain what dust bunnies are though. They're my favorite.
This is so dope, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love the idea. I've been wanting to for a little while, like have like a little city design, so
I'll
I
get
can
you
have little like 3D
Little guy.
screenshots of like a location that people are in.
Mm.
And this is the type of thing that I love, dude. I would love to have like I've been so into rendering, as people know. And I would really love to just like smack some of these on like a broken down street corner.
Yep.
Oh, I love
I'd
it.
like to see one in like a ruined office building with like red string attached between everything. Where did it come from?
Exactly, dude. Tell us about dust bunnies.
Dust bunnies come in groups of 3 to 6. They will follow you everywhere when they are attached to you. You cannot get rid of them. They act like they are little balls of dust. And string and like other things found in nature, grass. And they ball themselves up. They have little eyes. They're cute. They don't make any noise. But they will bounce up and down to get your attention. And if you pay them attention, if you acknowledge their existence, they become yours forever. And trying to get rid of them is nigh impossible because they don't take damage. So
They don't take damage.
they do not take damage. So
Are they at all inspired by Pacific Drive?
a little bit, yes. Yeah.
Heard.
I've hit a lot of inspirations from Pacific Drive, Hunt Showdown.
Yep.
I love cryptid and like cryptology.
Mhm.
I think that's the right one.
I think you're right.
I love it so much. It's so cool to like create a creature that's just close enough to something else. Orthodeer is a work in progress. One down here that I'm a big fan of. It's
No
it's
exo,
a
just
lot
green
like
sub,
a
Lello.
deer that's really big. It's got like pure white antlers. It looks like it's a really passive thing, but end up, you lose. Bad things happen if you get rid of it.
Heard. Cryptozoology is.
Thank you.
Chat's correcting it.
Thank you.
They also steal your echoes? Dust bunnies do?
They can, yes.
Oh shit, that's terrible. I hate that a lot.
They don't. I wouldn't so much as steal them as borrow. Yeah.
Heard.
There's fun things. They'll get a sheet here soon.
What's a lucky cat?
A lucky cat is there's some inspiration from a Disney film on that. It is a creature that is always lucky. It in any instance of anything, if you try and fight it, you're never gonna win. Because it
Understood.
will always be luckier than you.
That's so funny. Wait, I love that. No, wait, that's so funny. Harassed by dust bunnies, I will simply put them in my mouth until I stop seeing them. Aren't dust bunnies like huge?
No, I mean
They're only like this big?
yeah.
Okay, well,
A large creature could probably.
I
fit
can't
one.
imagine that putting them in your mouth is a good idea, much
Probably
less
doesn't taste
eating
good.
them, because
Yeah.
they can't take damage,
Yeah,
which means they'll never be digested.
yeah. You'd probably have some pretty uncomfortable stomach aches for a while.
I was gonna
Unless
say.
you cheat, they win every time in a
I
Candyland game.
unfortunately, Zero, I actually witnessed the context, so I don't think I agree with you this time. Hate to know that this on the city graphs note is nope, I didn't even see the message.
If you put one against the other, like smush them together, they would probably form into a larger version of themselves.
It's kind of funny actually.
Mhm.
It's actually really funny.
What if I was simply determined enough to digest them?
Just roll determination.
yeah,
Perfect. Can I click on this one?
yeah. Mothman is there. You go.
Perfect.
I don't think we need much on Mothman. Be like all of these cryptids are a little bit different from your regular creatures you'll encounter, because they'll have unique skills explicitly for them that
makes
players
sense,
can't
yep.
get. Right.
10-meter diameter dust bunny, the dustiest bunny. Dear God.
When does a dust bunny become too large to be considered a dust bunny? When is it imposing?
I hate it.
That's a good question.
What is a gobril?
A pain in the ass. They're probably my favorite creature, and frustratingly, when this Obsidian Vault was printed out, it literally takes 15 pages to go through all of the instances of Gobril. And you have to identify if it is neutral or hostile based on its color combinations, its tails, I believe its eyes, and its body. And every single one of them has unique abilities. So you have to have a Gobril expert. Chupacabras will exist, yeah. If you, for the most part, if you can think of a cryptid, I have a page for a lot of them.
Goodness me, dude, that's actually insane. I do like the idea that when I don't know how much you're looking to take in for this, but I'm sure there's gonna be a million cryptids you've never heard of, right?
Yeah, and
Long deer is one that comes to mind that I don't see on here. I don't think.
long deer. Yes, from referenced in
Or the
inscription.
pink dolphin.
Yeah, but that is a cryptid
Yes,
creature,
yes,
right?
it is. Yeah,
Correct me if I'm wrong, Chad. Long deer's a thing, right?
I believe it is.
Gumbrus?
I don't have Gumbrus. I do have other Americana cryptids. The Slide Rock Vulture is an Americana cryptid. Wendigos, I believe, are Americana cryptids. Pottsfield Pumpkin is as well. It might be Longhorse.
Long horse. I think long deer and long horse are both
Fresno
things I remember.
Walker.
What about Nessie?
I don't have Nessie yet.
That would
Nessie
be
yet.
definitely one.
Woodhuge.
Fresno Walker.
I'll be honest, there's a lot of cultures that I'm trying to dip into, and there's a lot that I haven't gotten into yet for creating any of these. So if you have suggestions, I love cryptids, and this is a world filled with cryptids.
I realize now that the potential for bestiary, like, you can really just not have normal animals and still have an extremely diverse stat block, set of stat
absolutely.
blocks. That's actually kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I never even realized just how vast this can get.
I do have stat blocks for generic. Oh, there they are. Wild creatures: brown bear, black bear.
I'm
your
minging
other
some of
bears.
Brazilian
This will go
folklore.
farther down, but like, there's a weasel
Yeah.
storm.
What is a weasel
a
storm?
swarm of weasels?
That makes sense. Yeah.
I don't think I need to explain it more.
No, I don't think you
Okay.
do.
That'd be terrifying. Can you imagine getting?
I would die happy, I think.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. But that's still a lot of weasels.
Yeah, look at Rain. Yeah, look at what
Swarm of weasels? Wait. Yeah, I care very much about having accurate depictions of terrifying creatures. There are many folklore creatures that aren't terrifying.
Can we get Sharknado? That's kind of a cryptid.
Is it a cryptid?
It's kind of a cryptid. It's cryptid-esque. If you don't do it, I'm going to.
No, feel
What
Mimic
about-
beetles?
Oh god. What about mimics?
Mimics do exist. Yeah, in fact, you
Speaking of
haven't encountered them
cryptids,
before.
Oh shit. Did I not know?
I think so.
Oh, okay, cool. That's fucking wild. Can I see?
Go ahead.
Go for it. Yeah, go for it, Zero. Okay, so here's a little bit. So when we were playing yesterday, I used this as part of my clickbait. When we were playing the campaign yesterday, we were in
that altruistic
Imperium.
Nico mind
We were,
goblin
yes.
D's
Why?
nuts.
Don't get too heavy into it. Like, let's
was-
not name drop anything. But roughly, what does the land look like in comparison to our standard utopian counterparts? What's the political landscape, I should say?
Due to the fact that before people were coming back due to the sludge, such a large selection of the population had been killed off. Probably
At Tranquilitol.
80 to 90% from what we have now don't exist anymore. They're just gone. So you have a lot. The political landscape is very split off from each other. Trying to find resources, very difficult. There's I don't believe this is going too far into anything. But like, for example, finding fresh, clean drinking water in Imperium territory is very difficult if you are not an Imperium high-ranking person.
Fallout meets
Gotcha.
Pacific Drive.
Understood. Fallout meets Pacific Drive. I love that.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Meets Hunt Showdown. Oh, I love Hunt Showdown so much.
So good.
All this
This
utopia
utopia
thing,
thing?
That's not real. Whoever told you that lied.
Well, I heavily suggest looking into American lumberjack folklore and cryptids. Oh yeah, hide blinds. Yep. That's where I got the Pottsfield pumpkin and the pale harrow. From
What are those?
pale harrow is a lot like the orthodeer, except it's not built off of. No, which one is it? This is the one I'm talking about. Hollowborn stag. That was a different one that's comparative to the orthodeer. You can keep this up.
Okay.
But this is a wolf that appears as compressed static. It's a creature that is purified like static electric energy. It's terrifying because it doesn't make sound because it doesn't have footprints. It's going to be terrifying to find in the middle of the night in the forest as your party's going through it, and you just see this staticky wolf in the distance as it's patrolling around your campground.
That's freaking terrifying.
Oh yeah.
I hate that. love this game. I love the idea of just cryptid hunting or being a cryptozoologist or things like that. I remember when one of the games that we played, I remember Rain being just a journalist, right? Like not a
Yes.
journalist, but like somebody who just writes everything down, just having a compendium. Like, dude, I would love a book of just pages like we showed earlier.
Yeah.
Just that. Like literally just a bestiary, but like in the style of someone's handwriting
Yeah.
who's like going insane as they go down, right? Goodness, I love this. What is a Pottsfield pumpkin?
Pottsfield pumpkin was it's a creature with a pumpkin like jack.
Makes me want to play the Saxton here and try to kill all of them purely for fun.
A lot of like your plains like regions, where a lot of those grow. Their ability, I'm surprised is not in here. I must have it in the other one. Is to basically spawn a hedge maze around you.
That's terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's Halloween Man.
In a lot of ways, yeah.
Okay, heard. Hey, congrats on the shout out. Let's go.
Rat King. I don't have the Rat King because I don't quite consider that's a real thing. That isn't quite a cryptid. That's a real thing. Do you know what Rat King is?
Nope.
It's where a bunch of rats get all their tails tangled up.
What? Hold on a second. I'm looking.
I wouldn't put that up on stream. It might be
heard. I'm just looking it up. What the fuck?
I'm not considering that a cryptid, Archwiz. Wizred.
It is gross.
Yeah.
Why does that happen?
I have not so.
Making a compendium where
That's
the author
terrifying.
slowly goes insane is what Alex
Be
Hirsch
careful
originally
looking that up,
wanted to
chat.
do
It's
with the
kinda
GF
disturbing.
journals.
Yeah.
Why is it called a Rat King?
Making a compendium where the author slowly goes insane is what
Dang,
Alex Hirsch originally
I love
wanted
Rat
to do.
Kings.
Hey, can you think where I got that inspiration, Ashton? Gravity Falls was such a big inspiration for this. I love Gravity Falls. It's probably my all-time favorite show, I would have to say.
That's so funny.
I love it so much.
Okay. What else can you tell us about Worldless? What else can you, how far can we go? Tell me a little bit about, okay, I make a character and I want to start a campaign right now.
Yeah,
I want to make a character. I want a GM.
Okay.
And I want to world build a little bit,
Okay.
right? But I want something a little bit, for lack of a better term, vanilla in Worldless.
Is Gravity Falls anything like this
What is a
Utopia?
vanilla campaign? Like just like cookie cutter, you just take a standard slice out of Worldless. What does my campaign look like?
It looks like spawning into the ruins of a very large city. Skyscrapers with broken windows, maybe even entirely collapsed floors. You've got cryptids basically running the streets. You have mimics that have taken ownership of like lampposts on the side of the street. You've got large large like bird-like creatures on the tops of buildings that are watching you at all times. Going into buildings is a threat only if you know what not to look for, right? If you can walk into a building and see the remnants of particular cryptids and what they leave behind, then it's probably a place that you can stay safe for the night. Individual locations are designated as safe locations. Which are probably your what's left of the city, maybe in the heart of the city, or maybe they're out in the suburbs in like a tiny neighborhood that's somehow clean of all of these things, right? They probably have big fences up around the property. Because it's in the sunlight.
Oh,
That's
what?
so funny.
Oh, motherfucker. I think I just made it worse.
You just definitely made it worse.
I just got my fingerprints all over it. Holy shit. You're glowing. Thanks, so are you. Oh, so I'm gonna get that joke.
That's... yeah.
Wow, that didn't take much. Really overcomplicated that one. Nom 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 nom.
Yeah, so and you know, venturing out into the wilderness.
Oh wayo, the sun is gone XD.
Because you don't know what's around, right? The GM has so much power to just like, this sounds like it'll be fun, and just stick it in a fight. You know, you don't have to have a lot of explanation for why a cryptid is somewhere, right? It can just be there.
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense. What, are you gonna fight the sun? Watch me. Sorry, guys, I was just ascending really quick.
Oh, there was something else I was gonna say. Your primary form of transit is train.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, heard. Speaking of that, there is something that popped up on the video. I kind of want to play the video again. I don't know. I feel like I'm overplaying the video, but I really like the video. In the video, there's a really, really important term that is explained there, and it's the sludge byway.
Yes.
What is the sludge byway, Bolt?
The sludge byway is your in-world explanation for why you respawn at the start of a new run where you were. It remembers your essence and your being. I don't mean essence as in the currency. I mean, it remembers who you are, right? And what your loadout looked like, and it reprints you. So you are the same character for all intents of like mental and emotional. But you are reprinted out of sludge. And that's probably bordering on where I can stop talking.
Yep. I want you to know, chat, that a really important thing about sludge that makes Worldless really unique is that sludge is an ethereal insulator. It's an aether insulator, which is one of the reasons why magic is very difficult in Worldless, is because it's an aether insulator, right? It's really hard to not to pierce the aether, but to get things from or to the aether through sludge, if that makes sense. The sludge acts as an active kind of capstone that prevents that to some extent. So, Hale, don't do it. I'm telling you right now, do not do it. It will not end well. But
it's so fun. But yeah, so the byway is for all intents and purposes kind of lives just under the top level of your earth. As in like dirt and mud and stuff, right?
Oh, so sludge is like in the terra. What's it look like in the water? Is it permeate the water, or is it under the crust?
It's just below. So you'd probably find it deep in groundwater.
Gotcha.
In the very hot stuff just before lava.
Gotcha.
Magma, because magma's under the crust, lava's on the surface. Yeah.
Okay, I think we're deep enough that we can start answering questions now.
Yeah.
So, Volt. It's gonna be a stupid question, isn't it? No, it's a good one. Is Echoes related to the Echoes Oliver speaks of?
Do you want to answer that?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Actually, this brings up a curiosity that I would like to answer in the most generic terms possible. What is an Echo? What is essence? It's in the vault, so you guys can find this, but roughly.
Echoes are the memory of something. Typically someone's memories. Essence is your bounty. It is your core. If you lose your essence, if somebody harvests your bounty, you're not coming back.
So when you die in Echoes, you can assume you're gonna respawn unless somebody is there to harvest you.
Yes.
Wait, could that be like we have a team that goes on runs like all the time, and then one day one of the party members is like, I'm just gonna harvest all my friends?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know the answer to that. That's okay. Heard. Okay. So you only die if somebody really wants you to die and knows how to. They don't even have to know how to. They just attempt to, and you die, right? Because even if they don't actually get the bounty off of you.
There is a critical failure for that too. There's a regular failure, which is, I tried, but I just couldn't find it. It didn't destroy it or like what it is. But if you critically fail, absolutely, it's
nice.
gone.
The red way to do it.
So people do not die without intention. Is pretty much the way that I would say that, right? With some exceptions, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are ways for you to go hit permadeath.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember what the circumstance is, but there's a circumstance where you just get eradicated and you don't respawn even though nobody was there. But generally speaking,
ethereal damage is a good example.
Ethereal damage, that's what it was. But generally speaking, you do not die without intelligent design, right? Ouchies. Ouchies, ouchies. Yeah, your party member being a BBEG is a big problem in Echoes.
I can absolutely see this leading, unfortunately, to like some toxicity. Hopefully you've got a good a group of friends where yeah.
Worldless, or Echoes rather, really respects good teamwork and chemistry, and you are very heavily punished by bad teamwork or bad chemistry.
Yes. Yeah.
Is Sludge being an insulator the reason for Ollie's so powerful to combat this limit? I mean, not necessarily to combat, but like what happens when you run with weighted cuffs on? You know what I mean? Like if it takes 4 times as much energy to do a basic task, over time, over so much time, you're going to get good at it better than anybody else is, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So Oliver is the magical, like, the Goku of, let me take off my 200-pound tunic. You know what I mean?
In fact, calling it an insulation in that case to build power is that's a double entendre there, I think.
Yeah. We had to have good teamwork, and Rick's had to be with us.
There's so many things that could have gone right and did go right, and I think chemistry is a two-way street.
Yeah. Seeing that's another question. Questions. Okay, I'm gonna say real quick that Rix can be and is a very good teammate, but sometimes Rix just likes to take the fuck-ass route. Teammate.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to learn how to speak Rix.
Yes, yeah.
Next question. How feasible is a weaponless character? Or skills only characters without a weapon, except maybe like a gun? I mean, you just play an artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much just playing an artist.
Yeah.
You rely on skills.
Yeah, absolutely. And weaponless damage does exist. It sucks so bad.
Get out of here, weaponless builds!
But you can, in theory, one punch somebody.
You can't,
because the critical and the wind pool damage because it's less than light bulk.
Mm-hmm.
So it is. I don't know what the multiplier is, but I think it's really high.
Yeah.
Like 5 or 6.
Rix, I still don't know why you were so pushed to fight soldier number 1 in specific. I still don't follow. I still understand what the reasoning for that was, but I have no other complaints otherwise.
But yeah, your skills are going to be your primary thing as a weaponless character, and you can absolutely do that. Artist is your go-to, probably followed by Soul Weaver. Soul Weaver is a bit closer to your support, your helper. Artist is definitely closer to your, I almost want to say Warlock style play more than Wizard style play.
Okay. That makes sense. I will remind the party that only one enemy wasn't killed by Justine. Yeah, but killing everybody wasn't the objective. The objective was to get somewhere. I would say. I mean, there's a lot of people we could have just ignored.
This is true, yeah.
I don't know. But, I mean, lack of communication is what makes a party fall apart.
Yeah.
So. Did I answer the question? I don't remember what my question was.
I answered the question.
Okay, good.
You did.
I'm playing your advocates here. Trank, you send really big messages. Remember that video about what would happen if you were in a room with your character and the whole idea your responsibility is as their creator? I have a worse question. What if you did every character didn't make? You have to put that in a question, Trank. Put it in the questions. What exists in the space between timelines and within the mirror myth? Pain and suffering.
Something tachyon.
Don't fucking tachyon drive my ass. I can't. I hate it here.
We
We've
would
talked
have
about
won
this
if
very
y'all
briefly
handled the
before.
silly royals.
Technically nothing.
I had the
We
two
don't
strong
have an
guys
answer for this
handled.
yet, truthfully.
Still
One
issue,
of the possibilities is
banned
that you
from
kind of start from the
Worldless.
beginning. If I talk about this too much, Rain's gonna wring my throat out.
Yeah.
TLDR is shrug at the moment. We will come to this conclusion at some point. We would have won if y'all handled my silly royals. I had two strong guys handled. Skill issue, banned from Worldless. We would have won if y'all handled the silly royals. Yep. That's what would have happened. Yep. Something asked Dino, probably God McDonald's. Yes. What is the space between timelines? God McDonald's. End of question. Rick's actually one of the people I think I would get along with in person, but it's fun to bitch at them online. Also, Rick sucks. I agree with all of those sentences. All of that is true, Witchrad. Completely.
Zero wants to turn off chatbot.
Oh, okay, heard.
We also have hands up, but we're on questions, so I guess it's fine.
Okay. We will wiki it. We will wiki it. Ack. Or you don't say that, people will take you seriously. I'm aware. Hands up for ads up, chat. It's all God McDonald's. Always has been.
Yep.
Always has been. There's nothing but God McDonald's there. Remember that, chat. You made a tachyon drive? God McDonald's.
Yeah.
God, this really is going to become real.
Yeah.
This is going to be like a dumb fucking saying for an actual terminology.
Yeah.
And like God McDonald's is just going to be a stupid name for an actual phenomenon. I'm not fucking ready for this, dude. This is so stupid.
We have 2 more topics we need to talk about outside of questions.
What's
too.
that?
Skill tree.
That's right. That's right.
I think we should probably talk about the remnants a little bit too.
Yeah, no, actually the hub is really important. Don't worry, Dano. I and I are already planning to make God McDonald's. Chat, you can't fucking do this. You got... Chat, I gave you an entire world map, and everyone was like, that's not enough. I want the time between time. Fuck, chat! Just take Alaska! Anyways. By the bridge of the gods, God McDonald's. Talking drives are only 9D, so you can't traverse intertemporal space with them properly. Give up.
I'll do what I want with my Tachyon drive. Thank you very much.
Sitting taller after MHB. Crazy how it'd be like that. Oh, fuck, chat, all at once, or... God fucking Christ. I hate it here.
That's what we have turn-based combat for, Rix.
I'll just watch. Thanks. Hell, that doesn't make it better either. That's not better. Like, I know why you say that, but it doesn't help the case at all.
Foreign Range Academy is a waste of space. I can already envision a big, beautiful Walmart.
Oh my god. Isn't Orange Rain Academy a really funny set of words? That's a really funny set of words for reasons I'm not going to say. Welcome. Do you want to break from the ads? Welcome back, chat.
Welcome back.
I wasn't trying to help the situation. I'm aware.
Had you triggered a question?
I did, I think. But it's the same one anyway, so it's okay.
Okay.
How do I make a character, and how do I any percent speedrun their unfortunate existence?
Making a character, surprisingly easy. Speedrunning their unfortunate existence, as in continuing to exist poorly or no longer existing. Surprisingly easy both ways.
Are you gonna post the character sheet, like, even if it's not, like, editable, just so people can draw on it and make characters?
Yeah, I probably will.
Okay.
Probably in a week or two after I've done a couple tinkering based off of what experienced yesterday.
Yeah.
Are
you planning to just, like, plop down even, like, a half-baked, like, basically that?
Probably not to that extent, no.
Okay.
It will see bits and pieces, as I've confirmed they are at a point where I'm okay with them, and
Understood.
then they can hit play testing.
Understood.
Yeah.
Whatever paints your wall. That's a weird way of saying that. Oh, that's an innuendo. Heard. Okay, understood.
Whatever, that's not bad, actually. I actually don't hate that innuendo.
Okay.
Do one more, and then we'll do the skill tree, and then we'll come back to those.
Heard.
Because that might split more.
When we're getting to the doc, when we're getting the doc for it, if you can say any date further than the actual time, so we aren't surprised when it releases. Oh, when we're getting the doc.
If you can, say and date further than the actual time, so we can be surprised when it releases earlier. 24 months from now. 24 months from now, chat. You did say choose a tame after the end date, so yep. Go ahead, go for the skill trees. Oh, okay.
You do it.
Okay, go.
Ugh. I'm so tall. Fuck.
Do I just... How do I... There. Oh. That did nothing. Yeah. I don't know why it does that.
Interesting. That works. Yeah, just click the top one is fine.
Do.
Bonk.
Have you not signed into this?
I have. It just makes you do that every time.
Really? Is that a Discord thing?
I don't know. It hasn't been enough of an inconvenience for me to change anything.
Okay.
Yar. Yeah. Chat, there's a lot here. Welcome to, like, 750 skills.
Yeah, this is...
Storm Call, it has a cooldown, by the way.
I don't think I added it yet.
Storm Call does not have a cooldown. Use it while you can.
No, don't abuse it. This is the skill tree browser for Echoes of Ruin. This is where the fun things happen. I'm gonna tab back over to your thing here so that I can actually. Oh, maybe. How do I do this? That way, and then this. No, this thing. There we go. I fixed it. We're good.
Perfect. Oh, you also need one more thing.
No, I need one more thing.
This thing.
Oh. Storm calls 10 times in a row. We already know what that looks like.
Yeah, we do.
Skill trees. An absolute ton of them. And by that I mean there's around 15 on average for each tree, and I need to balance them because some trees have a lot and some trees do not have a lot. So some of them will get moved into other places. This is I feel like I'm really proud of this.
I'm a big fan of it.
There's a lot of like hover over it will explain what it does, range, cooldown.
That's actually really cool.
I'm really proud of a lot of these things. It's really cool.
I feel bad asking this because I probably shouldn't ask this because it's probably gonna be no. But is this something that becomes public?
Yes. Yeah.
Shit.
It will. Absolutely. There's two things as admins, which is me and you and I think that's it. Can edit skills and view suggestions that other people make on skills.
Okay.
So when this becomes public, anybody can make suggestions on skills,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can view them and be like, that's completely unbalanced and a terrible suggestion. No. But also, that's not bad.
Or that's a terrible suggestion and horribly unbalanced.
Yes.
Perfect.
Or this doesn't have a cooldown. It should.
I can't think of anything like that.
I can't think of
Nope,
anything.
Not even one.
There are plenty in here that are busted. Beyond busted. And we'll definitely need some love. But this gives me an opportunity to talk about some of the cool things about skills, such as mods and synergies.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll talk about synergy specific skills too.
Yeah.
So back end here, this has 2 mods on it, with a maximum of 1. So when you get to a safe location, you can pick which one of these additional effects that this skill does.
Oh, okay. When you take the skill?
Or when you get to a safe location. One of the two.
Okay, so you can just swap it out.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
They're really cool for adding what you might want to a skill that might be missing. Synergies, if an ally within 10 meters also has backhand, this may trigger on their miss as well as your own.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. And
Oh,
it's a reactive skill.
Okay, heard. Is it possible to have the mods have like an A or a B so that when you write it down, you can write backhand A?
Yeah, I could probably do that, absolutely.
Because like right now, if I write backhand, I have no way of knowing
which one it is.
Yeah, which one that I have.
I originally had names for each of the mods, and then that got too much to keep track of, and coming up with names is hard enough as is when you have skills. So...
Chat's definitely talking about something extremely pertinent.
I see that. Anyways, they get so distracted. It's so funny.
Mm-hmm. What are skills broken up into? So obviously you've talked about the generic trees before, which is anybody can access, right?
Yes. That's these. Combat, Occupationist is empty at the moment. Influence, Runic Arts, Survival, Technomancer.
We are gonna have to change some of these names.
Yes, we will.
These unless they purposefully pantomime. That's okay if they purposely pantomime, right? So, like, for instance, like, influence, if your influence tree was basically the same as the Utopian influence tree functionally, like, if you were to, like, take Worldless and put in Utopia, it would basically be the comparison, right?
Yep.
That's thumbs up. But that's usually the way that we do things, I would say.
One name for everything.
Yeah, Combat's kind of similar. Like, Combat could probably stay, because it is functionally the same as what Combat would be in Utopia. Combat is a school in Utopia.
Okay.
Influence is a core talent tree, yada yada, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Yep.
But that is a lot of names will probably change because Volt and I just have to butt heads about that for a little while. But regardless of that, what's above that? So you have paradigms and you have theaters as well, right?
Yes. So we've got paradigms. These are paradigm specific theaters. So your alchemist is a folk hunter, right? You have to be a folk hunter to be an alchemist. And these are your trees that sit underneath in those theaters. Then at the very bottom here, we have your generic theaters. I need to reorder these trees. There's a lot of work that still needs to be done here, but these are the generic theaters, right? And they all have their own as well.
I've been wondering this for a while. What is demigod?
Demigod is again, because everything has inspiration. I'm not afraid to talk about it. From Moana, the Disney film. Maui, yes.
Gotcha. So is this not like exceptionally powerful skills?
They can be. I again, a lot of balancing still needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think that demigods are not immortal by any stretch of the
Yeah.
imagination, right? So
I mean, I think it would be interesting to have a skill tree that just has like 20 essence cost skills. So they're all super powerful. They're just ridiculous to spec into.
yes, yeah, and that would be a good solution for that as well. And
How do I draft a workshop in this? Well, how do you draft a workshop? Hi, Timmy.
it's going to be a lot of fun to see suggestions come in from playtesters on how broken all this is. I've done my best to stick a cost I think is okay on a lot of these. Some of them are missing a range. Some of them are missing how big a wake is. You know, some of them mention specific things that just aren't possible anymore because I've removed and modified
Yeah.
systems around them.
I presume what's going to happen is you're going to draft the 900 of them and then go back with the fine-tooth comb and just redo all of them.
Read each one individually, one at a time, and that'll probably be me up here sitting with you at night.
Yep. I'm actually really excited for that.
That sounds like a
so
lot
much
of fun.
Fuck, we're such nerds! God, why don't we have a life full? Holy shit. Okay, what do you feel about... This is actually a balancing question that I just have for you and chat out of curiosity.
Okay.
Because this is something that I've done a lot of my life in balancing in games, in like TCGs and card games and everything. What do you feel about a universal currency? And when I say that, I'm going to call them like balance tokens, right?
Okay.
So for instance, me dealing 1 damage to you could
Yeah.
be 1 balance token.
Yeah.
So everything in the game is up to this 1 balance token, right? It's this token of currency.
Yeah.
So like for instance, me healing you 1 point could be worth 2 balance tokens because the game respects healing more than it does damage, right? Me being able to fly with 1 action is 10 balance tokens, let's say.
You want something fun?
What's that?
That is exactly how neural networks are designed.
You know, now that you mention it, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Because rewards, each reward for, you know, how far something better something is. That's how we got to neural networks and LLMs. They're rewards.
That's kind of wild, actually.
It is interesting.
Out of curiosity, though, how do you feel about that? Because, like, one of my favorite ways to do things is you have a balance token kind of metric, and then you just ignore it when you want to.
Yeah.
Right? You just say, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's never going to be all that accurate because everything is circumstantial, right?
Yeah.
1 damage means a different thing based on where you are, right? Like,
Yeah.
for instance, when it comes to HP is always a resource,
Yeah.
right? It doesn't matter until you're at 0.
Yeah.
So being between 1 and 100 means nothing. It
Yeah.
just means how close you are to 0.
Or in the negatives. In
our case, if when you go back to comb through this, would you be interested in having rather just no?
I think there's so many, because of how diverse everything is, and there's so many things to pull from, on something just a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, you can add to 1 sentence to make something just worth that cost. I like the idea of balance tokens. Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Correct, yeah.
So, like, for instance, if something costs, like, 1 essence is, let's say, 15 balance tokens, then you go, oh, it's 40. So we're kind of in the 3 to 4 range. You know what I mean? Slap 1 more echo on it, or remove 1 echo from its cooldown or whatever, and make it 45, and then we're back in the spot.
Yeah. +3 to an attribute, way too expensive.
That's not worth it at all.
No, it's not.
Especially when you can just do that with essence.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, given it ignores that, right? It ignores the exponential cost.
Yeah.
Let's say it costed 5 essence, right? Like, it's just a ridiculous cost because you can only pay, what, 2 essence for a +5?
And then 5, and then yeah.
Yeah, and so on and so on. Now, don't get me wrong, this is useless. 20 essence to get 1, minor blessing becomes useful again.
Very, very.
That they're awful. Unless.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's a...
About echoes is that skill learning is instant. I believe it's the same for talents in Utopia.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was about to ask about that.
Oh my god, this would be perfect right now.
I
want to buy it.
I wanted to cost meta HP. I don't know why. I think just because I hate people.
I think there's reason to believe that could work.
Meta HP kind of feels like the I want to get away with something right now currency.
If we decide that, learning skills is just being instant.
Not to talk about it, but if you're in the Remnant... look, segue. Let's talk about the Remnant.
Yeah.
What is Remnant? So we were talking about earlier, I was saying that Remnant should not be as accessible as it is. Right there, what does it do for you?
If you've played a roguelite TTR, There's a hub world for most things. Like in Hades, you've got 5 or 6 characters you can interact with before you go into a run, right? And there's meta progression you can buy there, right? That's what the Remnants is in Echoes plus TTRPG without having a hub of some kind.
Pause for just a second. I think stream is buffering to high hell.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, because you can see on our screen even
Mm.
it's pretty rough. Chat, while it's buffering super bad, I'm gonna throw up an ad. I'm gonna use the restroom myself and just let it play out for a second, see if stream heals itself, because it usually does after a little bit.
Cool.
Hands up for ads up, chat. Turn the mic
on with it, thank you.
I'll be right back.
Or your stream hopping. Macro waves. But that'd be terrifying, having like a macrowave device in your house. That would be dangerous. That'd be horrible, actually. Let's turn off the capacity. We'll wait till ads, of course, but I could have probably answered a question. I'll just read chat and enjoy the silence. I want to know. Ori brought it up as a question to me, but also posed it to y'all. Balance tokens. I am also quite curious what the thought is on chat as the general populace of like, is something like a balance token a valid like game development currency? Does that make sense? Thing, is that something that works, or does that make everything? I like the concept, but I feel like it becomes. Yeah, and it can and just starts being frustrating to keep track of, maybe. Granted, if you're a spreadsheet person and like spreadsheets, I can see it being a lot of fun. So I don't know. I think it goes both ways. Plus skills. Much better for granular systems indeed, and becomes nebulous in a less crunchy system. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Yeah, to think of everything. You have to assign a value to every, 8 different categories for skills. I've got 15 or 16 limits for skills. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. I will look at those, Nebs. I appreciate you. Mods and synergies and the echoes cost, and maybe it costs essence and alloy to use if it's very expensive. You've got the actual purchase cost of a skill. Which is hard to evaluate sometimes. I think freeform text can't be quantified in a lot of ways. Yeah. It would be fun to play with, but I don't think it would benefit from something like a balance token. And besides, you'd only ever want to use it for development anyways, because playing the game with something like that is broken. And I think in every possible way. I'm big fan. I believe they think this someone tell as bad as those point things exist within a space. Too many skills that are PvE or thematic to quantify that way. Yeah. Yeah. That's absolutely true. Zero, did you just at yourself?
There's too many skills that are PvE. Remnant. What is Remnant?
Remnant. Your hub. This is where you go to spend your meta currencies. It's where you go to gain information. Probably frustratingly as a DM, as you pointed out. Having a place where the party can just go to learn and information. Though admittedly, and something I didn't communicate to you, is a lot of those information brokers are paid.
Yeah.
So you're paying for information with currencies that would probably be better off buying skills used to activate skills or
So maybe it's intentional.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can interact. I think there's a fun concept where you interact with other parties. And there's some nicheties and some fun things I had that I don't think anyone is going to ever catch. So I might break that a little bit here. When you and Rix entered the Remnants yesterday, the web was empty because there's nobody else playing Echoes.
So let me ask, is it designed that, like, to enter the Remnant and go to the web, quote unquote, is that like messaging somebody else playing Echoes right now?
Correct. Yep.
That's actually fucking crazy.
What's your party doing? What are you guys up to?
What are you guys up to? What the hell are you guys doing?
Yep.
Oh my god, I already see where this is going, and I'm not gonna talk about it, but that's so funny. Because this lines into shit that, chat, you don't know about, and frankly, you're not gonna know about right now. But, holy fuck, that's crazy. Oh, that would be so wild. Basically what Hale said, right? Public Echoes RP Hall. So the game has what's called you said it's called the network, right?
The web.
The web. So the web is where you go to other people playing Echoes and say, what are you doing? And you can information broker with each other. But here's a question. So, like, let's say I'm GMing a game of Echoes, you're GMing a game of Echoes, and my party member comes to you, and they say, we want to trade information. Are you going to allow that person to just gain essence? From another party, of course, but a system that you are not GMing for. So they're just selling information that way.
I mean, within reason, good DMs are gonna communicate and come up to a solution to that. Hey, if one of your characters comes up to me, what can I sell information for? You know, what can my party buy information for? And I think there's something something tangible about that. I think you're not gonna find anywhere else.
Can you imagine being in a group chat with like two players being in a group chat who have never talked to each other before, but they're like chaperoned by their GMs? Like, hey, you've been here for a long time, make a determination check. Fails the check, sorry, you have to pull out. Sorry, man, I gotta go. I'm getting really bored. Bye. Fuck, dude, that's actually really funny.
I love that concept so much. I think it'd be so much fun. Yeah.
It kind of, I feel like, for medium purposes, kind of has to be like a quote-unquote optional rule.
Yes.
It's kind of like a subcrux optional rule, right?
Yeah, which
like,
is...
There's like a mainline web, for lack of a better term, right? Like, there's a worldless web, but there's also like subcrux webs where that might not happen the same way, where, you know, it might be in a smaller group. You know, maybe somebody else makes a tangential Discord server, makes their own, you know, Echoes West March, let's say, and it has its own sub-web.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up, is the West March. There was a lot of inspiration by the West March.
That's kind of wild. Sorry, you have to pull out. Not usually how that goes.
But there's a lot of things the web is good for outside of that too. There are things you can buy. There are things that cost in-game money that you
What are
upgrade.
hirelings?
Hireling is like this generates 1d4 echoes per player per meta hour for 12 hours. So you're hiring at the end of your session. If you're all low on things, but you've got some essence, you need to earn some echoes. Hire somebody at the end of your session. The GM, I mean, that's a preset number, right? You just have to roll 12d4, right? So, and then you get that when you come back.
Fuck. I see politician. I see there's a lot you can do. You can trade alloy for essence.
Yeah, this is where things start to get a little bit might need balancing. Yeah. No, this is alloy plus essence plus 2x essence. So this is an expensive thing, but you can select a skill in a tree they don't have access to. They gain permanent access the next time they come back.
Select a minimum of 5 item properties. This is only essence that can apply to items. Next message to the remnant: the blacksmith will present 1 to 2 items you have at least one of the selected properties. Oh, you draft items. Oh my god, dude, I fuck with that so hard. Wait a second, that's so cool. Oh no, I love that. I love hiring a blacksmith. That's crazy.
There's a lot of things that nobody's seen about the Remnant yet, which is all of these things. I haven't gotten into a lot of this yet.
Runlings! Oh my god, dude, hold on. I want to talk about dungeons for a second. Because runlings are so funny. Can I say, like, just really quick? Oh, so when you
Have a good one, Nebs!
Oh, bye, Nebs! When you do a dungeon, right, you mark it as completed, like, I've completed this dungeon. You can go back through it, but it's not as reward intensive to do so. But you can also, once you complete a dungeon, you mark it off, say that it's did. You can hire somebody else to run it.
Yep. To collect loot for you and bring it back.
That's wild, dude. If you guys have ever played Gloomhaven, it's like telling somebody, go grab the chest in that room. We don't want to play it again.
Because these are perfect for, like, a West March. Yeah. You know, where hey, we've done this thing. We want to play the game without playing the game right now.
Yeah.
We don't have time, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to hire some people to go do a thing.
Wow, that's really cool, actually. I
I'd-
like that.
I'd like to think that in some circumstances you could hire an entire different adventuring party in a West March to do a thing for you
Yes.
and advance your own campaign.
Okay, this strategic long-term investments are the types of things I love. I wish this was a gigantic fucking table. I really wish this was, because being able to build our base is like probably one of my favorite mechanics in the game.
Every single one of them has upgrades of various tiers, and if you ignore them, if you don't go to the remnants and visit it often enough, yours will deteriorate.
Whoa, that's actually kind of gross. I love it. What is this? Okay. Fortify the web. Permanently upgrades the hub. Unlock one additional hireling slot. Oh my god, that's crazy, actually. Black market contact for an alloy. Unlocks a rotating that stabilize for high cost? Holy shit. And what's the currency for buying these? Is it usually essence?
Yeah, these would probably be essence or just an absolute piss ton of echoes.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, this is so gnarly.
And they are rare items, so a GM could charge alloy for those too.
Oh, sure. Yeah. God, that's gnarly, and I love it.
So much fun. Absolute blast with a lot of these, writing a lot of these up. These need a lot of balancing. They need some help in a lot of ways. I was very quick to just
Slag. I forgot about
it.
slag.
Yeah, so that's your or your like percentage of alloy, right?
So if you get 10 slag, it makes 1 alloy.
Yeah, or if you've upgraded to get the slag right here, which I believe is a hiring upgrade somewhere. It's up there somewhere. That it becomes an 8-to-1 instead.
Yep. That's really cool, actually.
Lots of upgrades, lots of different paths you can take to things. There's your disrepair states for the web. Each one has a disrepair state. Really cool level of intimacy with these things.
I'm a big fan of this, dude. I will say that Echoes is a very rules-heavy game, right? Like, there's a lot of tables, there's a lot of things to know, but at one point, I remember saying, like, they need to all mean something, right? Like, you don't want to introduce a rule for no reason. Yeah. And when I saw the sheer number of tables and rules, I was like, there's no way this all means something. It does.
I do.
It really does. Like, I hate to hear the I told you so from myself, I guess, or from you, but through me. But it really does. They all do mean anything. Do I think it's intimidating? Probably. Do I love it? Yeah.
But they're lookup tables. They're not things you're required to memorize.
Yeah.
Like
no,
the GM
100%.
The GM says, "Oh, this is in a slightly degraded state of disrepair." Okay, let me figure out what that means, and I got to look it up. And
I do think that would be annoying in a book. But fine enough, because this is the type of game I'd have 4 copies of the book for.
Yeah.
Just so that I can have it on like 2 or 3 different pages, or like all my buddies have it. We just slam our books at a table.
And I do want to have an appendix where the most commonly used tables are duplicated, right?
Shh, don't worry about it, Hale. Don't worry about it. Such is the talent of don't. I hate it. That's kind of along the short of the remnant, right? So we were talking about how right now you can basically just take an action to go to the remnant for 2 meta HP.
Yeah.
Do you still currently feel like that's fair?
I think because meta HP is nigh impossible to regenerate, I think that might still be fair.
Okay.
With the caveat that time continues while you're in there. So your party's still getting beat up by whatever you left them to get beat up by. And again, I think that's going to rely heavily on playtesting. I like the idea of the anchor, which is your designated way to get into the remnants without having to pay that cost. Which is, you all have to be sitting there holding it. I believe you have to pay, I think 5 echoes to go in. But this has charges, and it's like an artifact that you have to keep with you. If you lose it, it's always wherever you left it last. And you can find other ones in the world. There are remnant anchors from other parties. So I think it's a lot of fun to have the anchor. I think that will still probably be the default, but I don't want to not allow people to go in by themselves in an emergency. Maybe that cost is a lot higher than 2 MHP. Maybe it's 5. Maybe it's 10. Maybe it's a high cost.
That would make a lot of sense to me personally. Or maybe getting higher and higher as time goes on as well.
Yeah, exponentially. Every time you enter it, it adds up by 1.
Steal another party's anchor.
You can absolutely.
Can you imagine brokering with another player and they just sell you their anchor, but only one player knows? Because this is the big thing about a quick hub to the remnant, right? Is that it's kind of a design that allows somebody to commit mutiny. right? Like, it's an intended mutiny mechanic because you can just dip. The Remnant is innately safe. Given you'll pop back wherever you left, but if you're fighting a moving caravan of bandits, that's fine. The point is to get out of there for a short period of time,
Yeah.
unless they plan on waiting for you.
Sure.
But you get the point.
Yeah.
So if you're committing a mutiny on your party, you could tank your anchor, sell it back, and then just die.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fucked. There's so many things you can do, dude. Because how much could you buy an anchor for? Like, how much would an anchor sell for? It's got to be a lot, right?
8 to 10 alloy, depending on how far that party has upgraded that remnant.
Oh, because every anchor is its own remnant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gotcha. That's a lot of fucking alloy,
Yes,
dude.
yes, it is.
What did we say? This is very rough, and I don't want to inspire too many ideas here. But we were talking about what the Utopia level conversion
Yep.
into Essence and Echoes would be. And I personally, like, you're free to take it with a grain of salt
Yep.
and disagree with me. But I still think I believe in one level is 3 Essence, and every 10 levels you get 1 alloy.
I think that's accurate. I do think I agree with you after having sat for it.
So, chat, for how rare an alloy is, that's a specialist talent. You get 1 alloy per specialist talent, and you have to spend those.
And they are party wide.
Oh, God. Oh, dear fuck. Maybe this should be 5.
Yeah, actually.
If they're party wide,
Yeah,
that's
fuck.
rough, dude.
Yeah.
That's super rough. But the point is that they are very rare, dude.
And that's one of my favorite things about like the communication and teamwork in this is to disadvantage parties of lower. Yeah, you absolutely can. 2 things. One, there is a named faction in Worldless, and this is fine, I'm pretty sure I can say, is rival adventure parties. Their goal is to do the thing that's going to get them the alloy, not you. So you're going to have to contest with other parties, and that's where a lot of traces and GM escalation tokens come in.
Jesus. Okay.
The other thing I was going to say is yeah, alloy is party wide, and the fact that it's party wide enforces you as a party to discuss where you want to spend it. It does permit so much betrayal, Hale. It permits so much betrayal, and I love that because it's
This place is meant to feel hopeless.
it is, and there's something so much fun about having a story to tell about playing a TTRPG where me and my friends argued for 6 hours about where to spend our alloy. The GM went and took a nap, and by the time they came back, we still hadn't picked an answer, you know? And I think there's something fun about that.
Because it is one of the best things in any TTRPG. We don't have time to unpack all of that.
And
And more friendships than Monopoly. I think that's the record to beat.
you know what? Unironically would enjoy that because they weren't your friends to begin with.
Chat, isn't it funny that this is the yellow game? Unpack that for a second for me. What does that mean to you? What does that mean to you, chat? I'm curious.
And
I'm a big fan, honestly, of the betrayal mechanics and just how easy you can just throw someone over the edge. I don't know. I'm kind of a big fan of it. I really do think, like, how is this the yellow game? It's a whole thing, chat. It's a whole thing.
I cannot wait to dive deeper into the lore, and we can't today, and you won't see it for a very, very long time, but there's so much lore that has been tinkered with in the back, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun.
It really is. One of the things that I brought to Volt that I was like, this is how I saw Worldless before Echoes, and this is what I hope Echoes turns into be, which I believe he agrees with, is, I say this way too often, hope is a currency, right? Like, the whole point is that you are exchanging hope with people, because faith is such a risky thing to have. You know what I mean? To have faith in your party, to have faith in your gods, if you still believe they exist, if you think they're like this, you are immortal, and that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is such a gruesome place to live in. And, like, the cool thing about Worldless to me, or the cool thing about Echoes to me, or rather both, one of the things that makes them meet so well, in my opinion, is that the longer you think about it, the worse it gets. Like, from a top-down perspective, I saw multiple people say, I like horror more than cryptic. And it's like, you don't know it yet. As you play, you realize how horrific this game gets.
Yeah.
And it doesn't jump out at you, right? It's not in the way of, it's in the way of, oh my god, it just gets worse and worse and worse. It is purgatory.
Yeah, that psychological horror really digs in. And I know that cryptids aren't inherently horror, but like the way that a lot of the custom skills that cryptids get to have that fucks with your ability to earn echoes, to drain the essence from your person. Like there's nothing that quite feel as desolate as your party being all downed, and yeah, they might come back, but if you don't deal with this threat now, it's going to take over this safe location that you can't come back to anymore. Or like seeing your party dead and a creature, a cryptid that came out of nowhere is on top of one of your party members' bodies, attempting to harvest their bounty.
Mhm.
There's so much real threat.
Zero, I would love to watch you GM a game of Echoes. Zero is super into, so they're designing an expansion for Utopia called Eden, and it's super Eldritch Horror focused.
Oh,
right?
beautiful!
Like so the 6 colored trees of Utopia.
Yes.
There's black trees.
Hell
and
yeah.
the black trees are basically, they have like mutations. It was actually one of the things that Zero, when we were working with the Eden campaign, when we were doing Curse Cross Lovers, we introduced the Eden mechanics. And I was saying so many times, I'm like, there's something I want to tell you about so bad that I can't talk about. It was Echoes. I wanted to talk about Echoes that whole time because I'm like, you don't see the parallels yet, but I want to show you the parallels. Enough so that Eden feels like the Cross, right? Like if you were to make a worldless character, you would require Eden.
Yeah.
They have mutations that happen, right? So in Eden, when certain things happen, when you oversaturate with mana, when certain effects happen, when the GM dictates that it happens, right? You get these mutations that have crazy bonkers effects, anywhere from super positive to extremely negative. Like one of them that I remember somebody had was your blood is made of beetles.
Oh,
it was so gross. And you have to drink blood to feed them, otherwise they eat you.
Yeah.
The mutation's getting gnarly, dude.
That's so cool.
It gives me Darkwood vibes if you've ever played that.
I love Darkwood.
Darkwood is so freaking good, dude. That is to say, like Volt said, Worldless is extremely desolate, extremely hopeless. And as you go more and more, you watch as the few bits of resources that you have get split up more and more. And like you said, if there's a creature harvesting one of your party members, what do? Right? There's a really serious option where you just say fuck it and run.
There's 3 options, and one of them is maybe a bit too dark to bring up in Twitch chat. But if the party's all down at the same time, you're gonna respawn. But if you stay up and attempt to fight and you fail to fight, that bounty might get harvested. So do you sacrifice yourself to trigger a respawn?
I see. Because now you're the only one who can get harvested at that point?
Mm-hmm.
I understand. Oh my god, that's actually crazy. Dude, like, I am really, really in love with permadeath situations like that, right? Because this game is all about respawning.
Yeah.
But there are moments where it's like, if you sit down right now, if you prevent your party from getting harvested, you lose your character. It's over. But this weight is on your shoulders. This isn't like funny plot moment. It's like, I'm telling you right now, you need to make a decision.
Yeah.
You need to choose something right now. Because somebody's going to die.
Yeah. And a GM can always say, hey, make another character at level 24, because that's what everyone else is, right? And especially in the case of, like, Utopia. But there's no levels in Echoes. There are no levels in Echoes. So they could say, yeah, make it with 60 essence, but, like, there's so much more that you've lost that you're not getting back.
Yeah. And also, I feel like the meta HP is, like, a big part of that, too, right?
Yes, because you're back to nothing.
Yep, you're back to, like, 0 meta HP. It's a really big hit to take. You know what I mean? Not to mention just getting emotionally attached to a character, which is a great idea in Echoes. You should do that.
There are no levels in Echoes, Hale.
Nope. There's no levels.
I'd like to think I've done a very good job of designing this game around no echo. No levels.
Echoes is a very lateral progression, in my opinion.
Weren't we discussing that it feels more exponential than lateral?
It can still be lateral. It's just not vertical.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so like how Pokemon is technically a lateral expansion game.
We're coming back to it.
You can get stronger, but it's not by getting bigger numbers. It's by getting a wider variety of options.
Yes.
Which is really cool, because I don't see a lot of TTRPGs do that. A lot of TTRPGs do that, but I find that they kind of a lot of times do it in an arbitrary manner, whereas levels are just kind of the cheat code, right? That's just vertical expansion. Just get bigger numbers, you are stronger.
If it isn't clear, I've gone the opposite direction of every normal TTRPG in designing this. The expected direction, what's the opposite of that?
Yeah.
In so many ways. My original intention for skill trees was to have an actual skill tree where you have a starting point and branches out. that, for obvious reason, became too much for a TTRPG, and we had to break away from that a little bit. But
Agreed. I like what Rich is saying right there. I'm gonna go to the next question. You didn't mention. Where's the
Yes.
questions? We do have more questions to answer. Indeed, we do.
what behind playing TTRPGs mid development is such a weird experience. Same thing with early AG dev a while ago. Sometimes you see things as they got added that you want to use. Yeah, 100%.
Anti-reflection. When you would be dealt damage from a spell effect, you will roll a will contest against the damage dealt. If you succeed, you take half damage instead, and the caster takes that amount of damage. That's funny. That's one of the mutations.
Before I read the question, actually, I'm going to read the question, and then I'll do that. Did echoes exist before Worldless and get shifted into it, or was it built off the concept of flavored off of Worldless? That's exactly what I wanted to bring up, actually.
Cool.
Because when I was originally bringing this idea up to you, we were talking about where it would exist.
Yeah.
And I think we originally had thought that dystopia might be the home for it.
Yes. Dystopia is a lot weirder it's a lot less brunt
Yes.
about how it handles dystopic
Right.
per se. Right? Worldless is not a real word. Everybody's surprised that Ori came up with a word. Funny. But worldless is meant to be like cryptic, hopeless, like dark. It's depressing, it's dismal.
And I think what sold it to you as being worldless was I said, well, cryptids, and then you stopped me and said worldless.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, Wendy was written
Yeah.
when Volt came to me with Echoes, and I was like, oh, well, yeah. So Grimdark. I think that's a good way a good flat phrase for Echoes is
Yeah.
Grimdark.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I forget that's a word sometimes.
So many double meanings behind like death and like revival and
Yeah.
GMs have so much power and creativity they can lean on for things. It's going to be so much fun.
What's Volt's favorite flavor of Kill You oil? Weapon applicable, viable to clarify.
Weapon applicable vial.
Such a random question.
I mean, all of the vials are weapon applicable to varying degrees of probably success. I clicked on weapons, not vials. There's one actually in here I actually care deeply about. Void Rot is a lot of fun. Void Rot's really cool. But Echo Bound is my favorite status effect in the entire game. Hallucinogen Vial. Echo Bound is I am, for all intents and purposes, my character is obsessed with X, despite my attempts to not let them be.
Oh, it's madness.
Yes.
Blood on the Clock Tower madness. Be specific.
Okay. Let me actually pull up status effects so I can read the actual wording. These should be in numerical order. Wow. Afflicted's consciousness becomes tethered to a singular echo, a memory or command that overwhelms all reason, often manifesting as hyperfixation.
Would it be possible to have a status effect that says you are treated as if your presence is 50 lower or so?
Probably, yeah.
Because one thing that's interesting to me about that is that if presence is below 10, you start decaying presence.
Yeah.
But what happens if you're at 100, but you have a -90 status effect, so you start decaying even though you're at 100?
That would be very powerful. That'd be a lot of fun. I'd just probably assign the thinning, because that's what it's called. You're thinning.
Hurt.
So that would be the status effect is
That
thinning,
makes
and that
sense.
just drains one every round.
Oh, thinning already exists?
yeah. Well,
Okay,
no.
gotcha.
In the presence aggression.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Vanishing. I'm sorry. That the thinning is what I called that. Vanishing is the status effect, I guess. So
Gotcha.
you could give it the same name.
That'd be really cool. Yeah, no, I like that, personally.
I love that the fact that like in world creatures become aware of your existence at a high enough presence.
Wait, what? Oh, what?
Yes.
Like you can see the beacon through the conduit's eyes.
All creatures become hostile to your metaphysical presence. So that'll need to get flavor changed to say conduit, but
What the fuck?
Mhm.
Wait, hold on. That's such a bonkers concept. Chat, hold on. I know I have some mirror nerds in here who hear why that's fucked up. Right? Like that's crazy. Like they don't hate Persephone, they hate Hale,
Mhm.
right? Or similar, they don't hate your character, they hate Volt.
Yeah.
They don't hate Evie, they hate Ori.
Yes.
Which is fucking wild. Oh god, I hate that.
The fact they know that you exist.
Yeah, they can see you through your character's eyes. Ah. Oh my god, dude, that's so wild. You're like, your eyes are a mirror at that presence. MYROR.
Yes, yeah. yeah.
Anyways, I'm fine. Why do you ask? 29-second break to feel proud of yourself. Have fun, Volt.
Okay. So should I hit a little 30-second ad?
Yeah, hit a 30-second ad.
Okay.
Feel proud.
Ads. I'm proud. You don't like this concept, Zuna, of somebody knowing that you exist? I wonder if you could see yourself. That's an interesting question. That is a very interesting question. We know I can't. Nope. I'd love to. There was something I was going to say, but we can't. Somebody who's been around for long enough definitely knows this particular thing I'm referencing exists and is possible. So, gets 35 seconds. I'm sorry, I can't do anything about it. You'd not like the setting I'm working on then. I am...
T.
T.
I don't know.
I don't
It's
hate
35 seconds.
Ashton. Super cool. Super cool.
I gift you 1
1
hour
hour
ad. Unfortunately, complete all redeems. Are echoes related to Echo? I don't know what this is referring to.
Yeah, I don't know what that's referring to either.
Is it referring to the mini mystery?
Maybe?
Because if so, what's the answer?
Oh god, it's been a minute. I genuinely don't think I remember.
It did. Because that was the prefix for wordless.
Yeah, ECH.
So yeah, it's referring to echoes. Echoes are a very, very common subject. Like they're a very well-known subject in wordless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me things.
Hi, Vol.
Hey, what's up?
Tried to join early. Reception at work sucked.
I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I'm glad you're here now. Welcome to here. How's it going?
Here is always better than there.
True. Chat, people have not drawn the parallels between the vault and a lot of like root functionality of the vault and worldless yet. I don't think, at least I haven't heard it yet. If they have,
It's gonna take a minute, I think.
it is.
I think genuinely, as soon as you start reading some of the Technomancer skills, that'll be a lot more obvious.
Oh yeah. Yep, that's exactly it. Thank you, Zuna. Fighting monster, Ori. I attack the monster. Volt, I'm going to kill you, Ori.
yeah.
Oh. Sludge sensor tripped. Man, Kent knew that. Kent just knew that.
Good job.
Kent has magic.
Ooh.
We talked about this marginally, right? What's magic like in Worldless, right? It exists, but it's probably not even called magic anymore, right?
Yeah.
So magic is very difficult because sludge is an aether insulator, right? So it's very difficult to pierce the aether. Oliver is a very powerful mage in Worldless, and he struggles greatly, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of like reasoning to believe that like skills, there's a reason you can't as a character customize your skills, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not inherently magic, but for all intents and purposes, like the visual representation of skills comes out off as magic.
He struggles? I mean, don't get me wrong. If you watch Oliver try to cast spells in Worldless, you are going to feel bad about yourself, right? But he's going to struggle so much in comparison to Utopia, right? Like Oliver going to Utopia has to be like fucking paradise to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's got to be like a minimum 10 times easier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like he spends his entire day breathing through a straw. You know, in Worldless, when it comes to like trying to cast spells and stuff like that.
I imagine at this point it feels so much more natural, though.
Oh, 100%.
So there's a line that probably.
Have you ever? Okay, you know what I imagine? This is kind of stupid. Have you guys ever done that thing where you T-pose into a door frame?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I imagine. Like he goes and he's like, "Why do I feel light? Why do I feel so easy to move around?"
Oliver entering Utopia is like getting high.
That's his ecstasy.
I imagine it might feel that way.
Yeah, it probably feels a little bit like popping Molly.
Yeah.
Like, unironically.
Yeah.
Because also another thing about utopian magic is that it's a very intrinsic part of being.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like primordial creatures are very good at smelling, sensing, everything. Like there's an aura to magical beings, right? You can read the room magically, and it's a very, very passive effect, right? So going from Worldless where everything is dark and dismal to going to Utopia and suddenly it's kind of like looking into a flashlight with night vision goggles. I feel like. You're kind of like, I've spent so long that like there's so much mana filtration going through you that it's almost like sickening.
For anybody, can't spoilers for a movie that
I was about to say that, Zero. Maybe altitude sickness or equivalent, or kind of like how you atrophy if you go to the moon and back.
Is there an opposite? Because I know we have shock in Utopia.
Sudden shock.
Sudden shock. Is
Yeah.
there a sudden shock for the opposite direction? For gaining too much stamina at once?
There's not, but that's really interesting. That'd be kind of wild, actually. I think I would probably just give you sudden shock at that point.
I mean, it would probably have the same effect on you, like in your
Physically,
physique,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
But the only reason that we can't have that is because you do that when you rest.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
But I would probably just force sudden shock on you because, you know, it feels gross.
Yeah.
Mana sense nausea. That's wild.
well, it's like what would genuinely, my question for you now, what happens when I go from 0 SHP to 160 in one go?
Why no? Shut up! Stop these ideas. What? Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
What happens when you go from 0 SHP to 160 in the blink of an eye?
Currently, there's actually a handful of ways to do that, and it just doesn't have a negative effect. Utopia's very player focused.
Sure. I'm thinking logistically.
Like what should happen hypothetically.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. That's kind of hard. I feel like SHP, like out of all of them, is actually the easiest one, right? Because that's like your outer wounds. Like, what happens if you heal all of your outer wounds right now?
But,
nothing really that bad, I assume.
But your outer wounds hurt. They're itchy. They're blistery. They're.
I think that you would have like a tingle and numbness, you know, like a slight incapability or loss of dexterity, things like that. Stamina gets fucked. Like if you go from like 0 to 160 stamina in like 1 second, I feel like that's like borderline like nauseating, right? Like enough to throw up.
Yeah, because it's like downing an entire bottle of liquor in one go.
Yeah, for food at once, right? Because your body forgets how to metabolize it properly.
Yeah,
that's a very oversimplistic way to explain that. We get the point. It'll kill you. It'll kill you if you eat a lot of food after starving, right?
I'm thinking now, like there's interesting. I want to talk to you about that later.
DHP is the fuckiest one in my opinion, because that's like healing all of your meta HP all at once.
Yeah,
which is like not okay.
No.
or I guess it'd probably be closer to like slapping like 100 presents on somebody all in one moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're just like your soul in your body are like this, and they just go boom, thunderclap.
Yeah. See, and Ashton, that was my thought. Like, at what point, where does that number go from 0 to X, where that happening in an instantaneous moment would actually cause, like, your character's brain to melt?
Yeah. No, I think it's a realistic question. Utopia usually, unfortunately for our case right now, is usually a lot nicer to players. Utopia is benefit of the doubt, the game. Right? So when it comes to making a character and when it comes to playing the game, what you do in Utopia, or what Utopia intends, is you come up with the character idea, you choose all your skills, and you find the thematic reason retroactively. Right? You build your mechanical presence, and then you decide retroactively why that happened.
Yeah.
If you want your character to be sick, then you figure out what made them sick afterwards, right? But that is to say that if you just don't want to be, like, perplexed, you're not.
Interesting, yeah.
Whereas Echoes, I feel like, is the backside of that, right? And that's the whiplash, in my opinion. Like, that's the whole whiplash, where Worldless is like, oh, you want something? I'm gonna actively make sure you don't get that.
Yeah.
Like, that'll be the one thing you don't get, you know what I mean? Worldless is backwards in that case. You have to take the mechanics, you have to respect them.
Should we talk about why meta HP is what it is?
Go for it. I don't think I actually understand the subject well enough to go in depth.
I'm not going to go into maybe why it is what it is, but what increases your meta HP is craft for your character. Putting player effort into, and I mentioned this I think a little bit yesterday, but player effort into your character is what increases your meta HP. And that goes for any hobby. Like you can in some, you know, GMs are expected not to judge quality of things because that makes it unfair, not fun for anybody. But the fact that you've put effort as a player into making your character interesting and drawing an emotional attachment to your character is what increases your meta HP.
Yeah, I want things that make their death worse.
Yes, for you.
Like pretty much.
And the party.
Yeah. And that's someone mentioned yesterday when we talked about meta HP very briefly. They were like, "Oh, so you have to min-max player effort," and I was like, "Yeah, that's exactly what it is." I had to fight Volt to get MHP this way. That's really
it wasn't so much of a fight. I just don't think I understood it until it became clear. I really
Hale gets it, yeah. A bunch of fan art of your character, write lore, write a story, make a journal, bring a trinket of theirs, you know, something that dictates effort.
Name a weapon in game. There are ways to earn it by playing the game, you know. So
I think it's a really interesting mechanic personally. I could definitely see MHP being like basically inspiration.
Yeah,
You
in
know
a
how
lot
you
of
can
ways.
get like one inspiration to run in D&D? It's like go have a meta HP.
Yeah.
That's like it's a really, really crazy powerful currency.
Yeah.
But being able to get up to 1 meta HP a run is kind of cool.
Yes,
Maybe
and-
two with GM dictation.
Yeah, 2 is the maximum because you will always get one for playing your character for a
Oh,
run,
gotcha.
because
Okay.
that's fair. And I did, yes, and Rix is absolutely right. I do owe Rix some credit, a good amount of credit for that idea, because originally the idea was less than stellar. But I wanted to maintain meta HP, so I'm glad that we came to a solution to that.
Yeah. Oh, that one was very like indicative of like we want a flat like board on top of our characters so that they're all like because
Yes,
we only want to explain so much, you know what I mean? This is the public's first time of ever seeing echoes. We're just like, let's just be at 10.
Yes, you do.
I agree with that personally.
Hale says, "Oh, if you RP well, you get MHP." Yeah, absolutely. If you do something, not just for you get the 1 for playing the run, but if you do something so incredibly on like that makes your character loved by not just yourself but the GM and the party, you should absolutely get MHP for that.
Okay, ready for another question?
Yeah.
All right, another one. What is your favorite? I forget what they're called, but it was said earlier major and your favorite minor. What's your favorite paradigm? What's your favorite theater?
Yes. My favorite is the vestibule.
Oh, interesting. What does vestibule mean? Vestibule is a room in Blueprints. That's the only time I've heard of it.
The container for something.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
There's so much I cannot say about anything other than that's my favorite.
Okay, can we have one that you can talk about then? What's your second favorite?
My second favorite is the Soul Weaver. Let me pull it up.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because yes, they are your support, but they're so much more than they're also the only class that can transfer echoes between players.
That's right.
They're the only way to they have a special thing that only they get that's free in every loadout.
Hands up. Sorry.
Hands up. Oh, you're good.
That's unfortunate. Sorry, chat.
You need like a bigger pop-up than that.
Yeah.
Or like a little
I wish, dude. I wish I had that. I'm very surprised by that. Wild. Soul Weavers are really cool. They're really cool.
Maelstrom. Maelstrom is by far the most powerful.
Really?
By so powerful.
But does that come at a cost?
Yes.
Do they run out of stamina really fast, I assume?
Uh,
Run out of echoes, rather?
They're bodiless.
What does that mean?
Their presence goes up twice as fast.
Mhm.
They do not have a physical form. So not quite the other one that is bodiless.
Yeah.
They're like in a permanent state of the only thing that can affect them is ethereal damage, and they take double ethereal damage.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But that means that in most cases, they're just going to be, like, immune to most combats, aren't they?
Yes.
Perfect. Is that why they're the most powerful?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
hard to unlock, very expensive to unlock.
Hurt. That makes sense. Have an automated message in the chat say something like ads in 1 minute. I don't think I turned it off. I think I do have
I just
one.
don't think we pay. I think we've all tuned it out as like moderators
Yeah,
and
no,
people who
100%.
have subscribed for so long.
Mm-hmm. Only 44 hours right now. Whoa.
We're getting close to Patreon up. So.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, we have like 7 more days until.
Admittedly, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like we should discuss if maybe yesterday's stream, since you weren't streaming, those hours should be refunded.
I still feel like it's still content, right? Like it's still active content. I was still an active participant in the stream. I just wasn't on camera.
Yeah, but people have paid for you. I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll discuss it.
I think it's a conversation. Sound that goes off on the 1 minute warning list for the ads, so I don't worry I miss them. That's actually really smart, honestly. That's really smart. 7 days until. Okay, ads are over. Favorite theater, favorite paradigm. Minus Vestibule, we're gonna skip Vestibule for right now and pretend like Soul Weaver.
Yes. Soul Weaver and theater that is owned. I'll give you both. Favorite theater that is owned by a paradigm is going to be Outrider Folk Hunter. mostly because they give me that perfect. I've tried to make them the perfect rogue ranger balance. Folk hunter is pretty self-descriptive, I'd like to think, based on what it is named.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun, but this is probably my favorite theater or paradigm owned theater. And then my favorite non is going to be Green Glass. Carrionist is pretty close too.
Is Green Glass the glass cannon?
No, Green Glass is your druid.
Gotcha. Who's the glass cannon? Is that Kineticist?
Glass Cannon is your demigod.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I was not expecting that. It's not what I expected a demigod to be.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kineticist is your elemental manipulation. That's very good. Green Glass is your druidic skills,
Gotcha.
nature, and stealth. Carrionist is infection, which is a lot of fun. Decay and resilience. They're really cool. I need more skills for them. They hunt folk. Yes, that's where folk hunter comes from. And then Blight Guard's a lot of fun too. Like they're your infection resistance. Think Plague Doctor.
Gotcha. I was gonna say the same thing, Zero. I'm actually a big fan of them. And these are all generic, right? So anybody can be a carrionist?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, gross.
Yeah. These are generic theaters, so any paradigm can be a carrionist.
Okay, here's a question. Let's say that X amount of time has passed and
Yeah.
you've rolled out the character sheet so that people can start trying out what's available for them right now. I assume that you're gonna limit what theaters, what paradigms are gonna be available, what races are gonna be available, because you don't want to drop all of it at once.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So what is our sample kit? Like, what is the sample kit you're gonna hand us? What races are we gonna be allowed to play the moment that it drops? That it's available to just the echo testers, stuff like that.
I'm gonna do it in what I'd like to see balanced first.
Heard.
So maybe a skill tree that I keep looking at and like cannot balance for the life of me.
Are you gonna drop the vanilla slice first, so that they have a baseline?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the vanilla slice?
Soul Weaver is a given.
Yep.
Soul Weaver I feel like is already fairly balanced and a lot of fun to play.
I assume Bulwark.
Bulwark is a given. Rogue is a given. It's a roguelite TTRPG. I have to have a rogue.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably... Yeah, and then probably the theaters for those. Reckoner maybe.
Reckoner would be fair. I think it's a pretty...
Which would leave Artist as one of the only 5 paradigms that you don't get to start with. Which is fine, because most parties are composed of 3 to 4 players.
Yeah.
So having 4...
gives you enough to work with.
Yeah.
And your theater matters a lot. Like, I'm pretty sure that I didn't take a skill from my theater, frankly.
Yeah.
Oh, to be fair, no, that's not true, because I took War Priest, which is specific to Reckoner? Berserker. Yeah. So I did take a talent or 2 from that. So it did matter. But you get the point.
Yes. Yeah, so it will come in slices as I see, like, this sucks to play, I feel like, so maybe I'm gonna let you guys play with it and tell me everything wrong about it.
Yeah. What species will we have access to?
That's probably going to be a lot more diverse, because there's the fun thing about species is synergy skills. We didn't even get to talk about synergy skills. That's
right! Oh my god,
synergy skills are so much fun. I can't believe we forgot about that. I'll actually pull up some examples. Let me do this in the not revealing way. If I go up here to human, and we scroll down, actually they're at the top. Synergies. Synergies are between species.
Is this why you didn't let us play humans?
Yes, because this is broken. But in a good way, because
I agree.
Humans,
they synergize with everything.
Everything,
right?
yes.
Literally.
Because humans in Utopia have adaptable.
Yep.
So in Worldless, I wanted to represent that by allowing them to have a synergy with every other species.
That's so funny. I actually really love that.
I think it's so fun. Synergy skills are a little hard to keep track of and to remember that they exist, but that's on you as a party to kind of remember, because they can be very powerful. While in a party with an Echoian, you may give some or all of your secured echoes to your Echoian ally as unsecured echoes freely. That's very powerful, but you don't know what an Echoian is yet. So, while in a party with a Fomarian, you may take a different Fomarian subtype skills. Ooh, that's very good.
Oh my god.
I've forgotten I've written some of these because there's so fucking many of them. While in a party with a gnome, you may freely give away your true name to a fey creature without consequence.
What?
That might need to be balanced.
That's crazy. But it's smart. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Like,
it
makes
does.
sense in my head, honestly.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but that's so cool, dude. You just have true name protection because you know this gnome named Barry.
Yeah, yeah. While you're in a party with a dwarf, you can aid on any rolls related to alchemy or crafting without paying the aid cost.
Is the aid cost meta HP?
It was, yeah. So I need to change what that is. Its symbol
So you
for,
can
but
go
yeah.
without paying meta HP? That's awesome.
If it's alchemy or crafting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
makes sense. That's completely valid in my opinion.
Any and all healing you provide to an allied dragonkin gains +5 to the healing provided, is also applied to THP.
Wow.
Very fun.
That's cool.
Yeah. These are so cool. While in a party with a leprechaun, you always find an additional run
run
currency for
currency.
every 3.
Oh, wow. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, so these definitely need balancing so that they all feel a little fair. Because this is definitely the most powerful of all of
Cyber Sith
these.
is insane.
Where's Cyber Sith? Am I blind?
Programmer.
Programmer, while you're in a party with a Cyber Sith, you reduce the use cost of all their skills by 2 echoes. That is broken.
That's so
That is
fucking powerful.
Broken.
And also, based on you never having floor, does that mean they gain echoes? If it costs 1?
The floor only applies to damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lack thereof.
Yeah.
Heard. So what are we going to start with? Is a human not going to come out right away?
I want to balance these. I want to see these in a balanced state.
So humans will drop.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
humans, I'm going to assume dwarves and elves.
Yeah, of course.
They seem really popular. They seem very well built already.
I feel like people would genuinely have an absolute blast with Pharmarians, so
Yep.
that'll probably come, as well as probably the dragon.
Cyber Sith?
Cyber Sith, maybe. I was thinking maybe the dragons.
Heard. That makes sense. Both of those would be very popular.
Yeah, and there's some of these trees are just nearly empty. I want to get to around 20 for all trees.
Heard.
Minimum. Some of them will be at the 40s by the time this comes out.
That makes sense, especially humans who have a synergy for all of them.
Yeah. And like we're already at what 30 something for
Man,
the
I wonder
combat
what
tree.
those bottom 2 species are. So
Yeah,
curious
how
about that.
interesting.
How interesting.
Anyways, and that one's super interesting too.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
that surely doesn't mean anything important.
Yeah, I have
Nope.
no idea.
Nope. It's definitely not the namesake. Anyways. Okay, so is there anything else? What trees are we getting? Are we gonna get all the generic trees if it drops?
Probably not all the generic trees. I'd like to see
Really?
Necromancer and Carrionist. Those are a lot of fun, and probably Green Glass.
Those are generic theaters. What about
Yeah.
generic trees? Like combat.
I don't see there a reason in not dropping all of them, except for maybe this one.
Occupationist is just too powerful right now.
Occupationist, okay, so, and this is something maybe we should discuss with chat, and I haven't decided if, yes, printer, there's such a story behind that, and it's so fun. Maybe this is something we discuss for, like, the Occupationist tree, because I originally intended for there to be an entire shopkeeping mechanic in Echoes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Where it is an entirely viable playstyle to... Do you ever play the game Moonlighter?
Mm-mm.
Another roguelite that drew inspiration to create this, but an entirely viable playstyle around being a shopkeeper when you're not doing runs.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Selling items that you got from runs, stabilizing gears for other parties.
Understood.
Yeah. And I think that'd be a lot of fun. And the idea behind the Occupationist tree was to like dig into that a bit further. What kind of shopkeep are you? Are you a leather worker? Are you an alchemist?
Understood.
How do you sell?
So
your
you have a career outside of adventuring, essentially.
Yeah.
It makes sense because Echoes really feels like a game that's not about adventuring. It's about finding new ways to survive.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. The default is adventuring because you know, getting out and finding fresh sources of water is helping you survive.
Well, and it's just that, right? Like, adventuring isn't like a profession. Like, okay, in most like high fantasy settings, or even in most TTRPG settings, right? You play as an adventurer because adventurers are interesting. In Echoes, you play an adventurer because you have to be an adventurer to not die.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is really fucking cool in my opinion. I find it very interesting personally. Oh my god. You may burn this skill. What's skill burning?
Ooh, skill burning. Okay, so this skill costs 4 essence to purchase. If I burn this skill to get this additional effect, I have to buy this skill again. So in order to activate this, I'm essentially paying 4 essence.
Now, note, chat, that echoes are kind of like something that come and go quite often, right? Like,
echoes are easy.
Echoes are kind of like your stamina. They don't come that easy, but the point is that they're pretty easy to refill. Essence is not like that.
No.
Essence is the bounty, right? So you have to murder things. It's an expendable resource.
Yes.
Whack. Okay. More question.
And that's an incredibly powerful burned ability for that.
I believe
Just to
that.
say,
Very specific, but very cool.
yes.
Who has that? Green glass.
Green glass. Yeah, your
Um,
druids.
How dusty is a dust bunny?
It probably depends on where in the world you encounter them.
It's like burning TP. Yeah, pretty much. It's like burning a talent point.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much what that ability was, because that was a 4 essence.
Mhm.
So that's almost, it's a little over a level.
Yeah.
So it's like burning a level to use that ability. Gross. What'd you say, Bull? I'm sorry. How dusty is a dust bunny?
It depends on where in the world you find the dust bunny. In an office building, very dusty.
Heard.
Out in nature, mostly grass.
Okay. What has been your favorite thing about Worldless that you have indirectly found because of echoes? That's a question.
The vault. Period. End of statement.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense, actually, Lamau. Okay. How dusted is the dust bunny?
How dare you name drop me?
How dare you?
Do you know how many times I've heard that joke, Trey? Do you know how many times I've heard that joke?
Twice.
In 5 seconds. Tips on where to start with a project like this. I have a concept, but I feel like I need some sort of core to build from to get started and feel like I'm making progress in development.
Yeah, you built a game. You answered that.
Inspiration. Genuinely. And it sounds contrived, but Echoes is a game that's built off of inspiration. So take inspiration from things you find fit the core of your system or whatever you're designing and literally nearly steal them. Don't steal them, but like take what makes that fun, take what makes it interesting to you and build rules around it.
Yeah, no, I could say that. I would say that I start from a different spot. I do agree that, like, a lot of really amazing works started as fan art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it essentially came off of that. For me, I like, for me, a lot of it is always, like, what is the thing that I wish existed? Right? It always came from, like, the void space. Everything that I have in my hobbies, in my gaming career, I'm like, I really wish there was something that did blank.
Yes.
And that's the seed for me, right? That's like, okay, well, I want this thing to exist. How do I make this exist? What do I need to do to make this specific mechanic, this specific idea become real in a sustainable way?
Yes, yeah, 100%.
Even Hollow Knight was a fan-based game, I believe, if I remember correctly. God, I could not remember which it was. Shit.
I feel like I know. Look it up.
Hold on, yeah.
I want to, Ashton, you mentioned something just a second ago that I want to bring up if I can find it. One moment, please. I'm sure it's in here. Is it?
Oh,
not
sorry, no,
in
it was
here?
a game jam. Never mind, I lied.
It's not in here. Here we go. Ashton, if you want to talk about some inspiration and pulling inspiration from something you just listed.
What are those? Oh. You can turn into those things?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? What do they do?
As a
Oh, what do they do? Tell me what oh my god, oh, I see what they do now. I see the whole function of these. Oh, that's so funny. Oh my god, wait. Oh, that's fucking crazy. Hurt. Understood. You can play Phasmo in this game.
You could write an expansion
I would actually
to play Phasmo.
I would actually love a ghost hunting campaign in Echoes.
It would be fun.
That would be really fun. Okay. The Echoes can speak if you are skilled enough. Are we allowed to know the meaning of this, and is it related to this project?
Yes, and I think yes.
Go for it.
There is a skill in Echoes, I believe is owned by the Kabbalist that allows you to hear the last words of an echo.
Remember, an echo is a memory of generally a person, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is basically a forsaken memory that has been lost.
Yes.
And it's like permeates the air, right?
Yes.
You can use it, you can exchange it, you can transfer it, and so on and so on. And where does that saying come from? I think it would be fair to say.
The echoes can speak.
Yeah.
That comes from that skill. It's literally specifying, hey, they are capable of talking if you can hear them. If you're skilled, if you have the skill to hear them, they can speak to you.
Where did a chatter find that?
From the vault. That came
Told
from
you,
the vault.
chat. There's a lot of overlap.
Yep.
Okay. Seeing how death works in Worldless, is that version of Alex actually dead, or did they respawn off screen? Read the story. I bet you could figure it out.
This is so fun.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna ask you this question afterwards. I'm gonna have to ask you about that.
Okay.
Remember that video about what would happen if you were in a room with your character and the whole idea of your responsibility is their creator? I have a worse question. What if you met every character you didn't make? Every half-baked concept, every unfinished sketch, every partial backstory. Fractured and unwhole and damaged because you couldn't be bothered to finish making them. Let me say, if that was to ever happen, it would be in Echoes.
Yes.
Echoes is the place for that to happen.
Yes. I'd like to think that they are... they've been corrupted, and let's just say that's possible.
I think that... So, chat, we've talked about the concept about how an elemental in Utopian Standard, if you make a golem or whatever, what is physically driving, like what allows its motor functions, is because mana fills the gaps, right, where you failed to, right? So, like, if you just animate a bunch of rocks, you're not going to get anything powerful, but mana's going to fill the gaps to make it possible. What can a rock not do in a sentient creature? Most things. So that creature is predominantly made of mana.
Yeah.
Right? So if you make a partially, advanced creature, like you make an android that doesn't do everything, but it does a lot of things, then mana doesn't have to fill as many bonds. In Echoes, the way that I see it is that sludge does that. But sludge isn't for better. Right?
Correct.
Like you don't want the sludge there. The sludge is bad.
But there's a fine line you have to walk with the amount of sludge you have in you. Because and that's kind of ties into the presence a little bit too, because too much ties in as in feels the same, because too much and you become a cryptid, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Not enough and you don't come back.
Yeah, and you need that, because harvesting is kind of pulling the sludge out of it, right?
Yeah.
You're basically harvesting the sludge, which essence is in some format tied to sludge in some way. So that is to say that if you were to meet all these characters, Echoes is kind of a place for it, because if you have these half-baked characters and they come to life, the rest is filled in with the sludge, right?
Yeah.
So you basically get the cryptid version of your characters.
That would be so fun as a GM to design a campaign where your whole goal is to breach the sludge byway to find those characters, to find
So wild.
what's left of them.
I would assume marginal, Zero. I presume Tybot's marginal, because I believe that Tybot is predominantly technological.
Scroll up to the question if you could. What was whoever asked that, I don't know if you have the opportunity to play the game, and this wasn't an inspiration because the game wasn't out by the time I had started on this, but Altars is a lot of fun, and very much feels that way, so give that a look.
Cool.
I know too many video games, I'm sorry.
Lamau. Get hacked.
Get hacked?
What has been some of the biggest inspiration behind Echoes? I feel like this is going to be a good list.
Hunt Showdown.
Yep.
First and foremost.
Hunt.
Will not lie about it. It is incredibly good. Man, I feel like I draw a lot of inspiration.
Pacific Drive.
Yes.
I know it's a big one.
Easy.
There's one that we talked about. I know it's probably not a big inspiration, but I think about Gloomhaven a lot.
Gloomhaven, yeah. I'd say Darkwood more than Gloomhaven.
Really?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Darkwood is a fucking phenomenal game.
Honestly, any specifically for the like theming of the world, 7 Days to Die.
Trying to scare me. Understood. I haven't played much of that, but I know a little bit of the gritty fragments of it.
Yeah. A lot of fun there. I ironically, for as weird as it sounds, definitely a lot of Disney movies, actually.
That's actually kind of wild.
Yeah, Disney Pixar movies.
To be fair, Disney pulls from a lot of folklore, to be fair. Which I feel like Echoes doesn't rely on, but it does hinge off of it pretty hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a big jumping off point.
I can't tell you how many skills I've created after watching some certain Disney movies, because there's something fun like that a character in one of those movies is capable of, and I can derive like 8 or 9 skills out of that power or whatever it is.
should it be said as well that a lot of Disney tales are based on grim fairy tales.
Yes.
They were gritty to begin with.
Yes. Yeah, and I just love cryptids. So there's no and SCP. I think that one's relatively obvious too. Though you see more of the SCP inspiration in the things that are built out of Worldless rather than Echoes itself.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think I answered that the best.
Okay. Fuck.
That's not what I meant when I said that because I was reading a question. I think one of the big things is a game called Grim Quest. Interesting.
Oh.
Can you DM that to me, Zero, so I can remember that exists and I can look it up? Take a break for 53.444 seconds times kilograms per meter squared.
No. We are not two-dimensional. That's not how that works.
Kilograms per meter cubed, maybe, but not, no.
Per meter cubed? How many meters cubed are we? Not many. I don't know if we're even 1 meter cubed.
Yeah, but it's kilograms per meter cubed.
What does that even mean? Divided by?
So probably, yeah, your weight
That-
divided by something.
Yeah, weight divided by probably less than 1, which is essentially multiply. Because if you divide by a fraction, then you're essentially functionally multiplying. And we are a very nominal amount of kilograms.
Yeah.
So that is to say that, like, let's say you're multiplying this by, like, 60. So that's, like, an hour.
At best case.
Yeah, no. No. I mean, we will after stream. How about that?
There you go. Oh, we're out of questions.
We're there, chat, and unfortunately, I think we are at the point where this is as short as an early stream can be.
Yeah.
And I think we've gotten it out. Chat, you know where to go. This is your one last time I'm going to tell you. Exclamation point echoes. If you want to be in the loop about the development of this game, do exclamation point echoes in the Discord server. You're going to get so many pings, dude.
That's so fine. I'm so excited.
So
I'm
go
glad there's
ping Volt.
excitement.
Volt just invited you to do that. That's his fault.
I did.
You
That's so fine.
That's where you're going to see development. The first moment that people are going to be able to playtest this publicly is going to be over there. So
Yep.
do exclamation point echoes. You're allowed to tell people if you want. I'm not going to advertise it. I'm not going to be super big about it. And I'm the wrong person to ask when it comes to a lot of this stuff, right? I'll do my best to answer, but he's the real source of information here. So go bother Volt is what I'm trying to say.
Thanks.
Gang.
Credit where credit's due. Ori's been invaluable in making this and helping
Ori's
shape what it is.
Dumb.
Ori's
dumb,
not dumb. Ori is full of shit, but not dumb.
Chat! Tomorrow is Pies as well, so if you want to join us for a little bit of that, there's gonna be a little bit of Pies. We actually gotta end it on a little bit of a cliffhanger too. Gosh, dude, listening to Echoes is gonna make the Pies party so angry. I pull so much inspiration off of Echoes and like gritty shit like that. They're gonna hate me. They're really gonna hate me. Somehow two idiots do a smart. Crazy how it'd be like that, huh? Which channel in the server? Anywhere. Just do exclamation point echoes anywhere in the server. Does not matter where. Do it in general. Do it in commands. Whatever you want to do.
Does it delete the message?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah.
So people can see it and they'll go, what that?
What that?
And then they can just do it. You can also do exclamation point D echoes. DEECHOES.
Yeah.
To remove the echo roll
yes.
from yourself. I can't wait for the gritty stuff. Don't even worry about it. I don't know. I'm gonna have to fight with the party to see if they'll let me. I don't know, man. Chat, we're gonna find somebody to raid. I know that this is an early stream, but such as with just chatting, sometimes it kind of be like that. This is another game developer. I don't know if you've heard of Moonwood before.
I have. You've raided Moonwood before.
Yep. Fist fight the party. Bop, bop, bop. It is really hard to make gritty games in Utopia because Utopia is so player focused. It's so empowering that it's like you can't even really make a survival world unless they're like level 5.
It's so funny how opposite Utopia and Worldless are.
It
It's
is kind
so
of
much fun.
Isn't that the meme? Or victimize me instead? It's not a joke, Hale. You invited it. It's gone now. Sorry.
Sorry for being canon.
Yeah, thank you for being so painfully canon. Bye, I enjoyed giving you trauma. Fuck you.
Bye.
Thank you guys. I love you. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Pies. I love you. Bye.
This bed we can sleep in and let the feelings overflow. Use this kind of
That's in the pod now.